for the Batley Bulldogs in terms of their attacking point of view. So, but yeah, I think Batley, as I said, are a well-balanced team. I think they've got a fantastic forward pack that can go forward really, really well. And one thing they do, and what I notice, is they compete hard. Their effort areas, they really front load in the effort areas as a team, and that keeps them in games for longer periods. But then, as I highlighted, with the injection of Luke Hooley at the back, through the guile and the experience and the quality touches from Tom Gilmore, that's what makes them a quality team.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's hear from both coaches now. Mark Wilson caught up with them a little bit earlier on.
Craig, first big bash at Headingley, what's your thoughts today?
We need to get back on the horse from last week. We were disappointing last week against Widnes. They did a number on us, so we need to get back on the horse today and get a victory. I've been really disappointed with us in training. I think it's actually stuck this week, to be fair, so looking for a reaction from the guys today.
Poor in the week, has that disappointed you?
I just think it's that time of season where you have a little bit of a lull, a little bit of a dip. It's coming towards the end of the season, the playoff times, and it's that time where players are renegotiating their contracts as well, so there's other outside influences they're thinking about, but that shouldn't really take anything away from us preparing for this game today. And I spoke to the guys after training on Thursday, been really disappointed with them this week, so we'll look for a reaction today.
You've been involved in a lot of these derbies, what does this mean to you?
It means a lot to me, mate. I know these derbies maybe aren't as fierce and as tough as what they used to be. I think maybe because we've played them so many times over the last few years, but for me, it's never one derby, it's Batley versus Dewsbury, it's everything for me is this.
Cheers mate, good luck today.
Cheers, thank you.
Liam, Dave, your first big bash and your first heavy woolen derby as a coach. What's your thoughts today?
Excited to play at a fantastic venue. For me, the best one in Rugby League. And obviously improved every year this ground. But in terms of the game, a good challenge for us against the top 5 side who've been playing really well. And we've been improving steadily week on week, hoping to improve again today to make it a competitive game and give ourselves a chance going into the last 10 minutes.
You got the draw last week. How important is the win today?
Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? You don't have to be a scientist to work out that we're in a bit of a tricky situation, and if we don't start picking up wins soon, we're going to be in even more trouble. And obviously the fixtures as they are, with Whitehaven playing Workington tomorrow, it puts us under a bit of pressure to get a result today.
What are you expecting from Batley today?
I'm expecting what Batley bring every single time they play. They're a group that's been together, the core of them, for a number of years. They know exactly what they're doing. They play a solid game, control the ball well, defend pretty tough. They haven't changed an awful lot over the last couple of years, and that's one of the reasons why they've been successful, because they know exactly what they're doing and they do it well.
Thanks mate, good luck.
Well, Liam Finn making it quite clear there that it is a big game for them tonight. It is a bit of a relegation battle today, sorry, not tonight. What are your predictions then? Who are you going for, Hendo?
I think Batley are going to edge it, to be honest. I think it's going to be a close encounter. I think Dewsbury are going to bring a lot of fire and energy. They're desperate as a team, and I think you'll see that desperation count for a lot. However, I think Batley will be really disappointed off the back of last week, and I think they'll come out and want to right those wrongs from last week and get the job done here today.
What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm with Hendo. I think Batley obviously got too much quality. I think last week would have hurt them, especially they're going to build in towards these massive games, obviously come playoff time at the end of the season. So I'm a bit different to Hendo. I think they'll probably win pretty comfortably, Batley. I think they've got too much quality, especially with the likes of Gilmore and Hooley.
Both playing it very safe. I'll tell you what, I'll spice things up a bit and go for Dewsbury. You never know, strange things about
you like to spice it up, you Ross.
Time now for a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Batley versus Dewsbury is up next.
Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última.
All right, mate. Spicy Spanish stack meal.
Nice one.
Holiday from home with the McDonald's summer menu, featuring the chicken fiesta and the spicy Spanish stag.
With Very Me Rewards from Vodafone, you can pack summer with the things your family love. Get up to 50% off Britain's biggest attractions, including theme parks, safari parks, aquariums, and more. Find Very Me Rewards exclusively on the My Vodafone app.
Plusnet want to celebrate Yorkshire Day, and there's so much to be proud of, like the Yorkshire Dales. Breathtaking, reduce you to tears. But to a Yorkshireman like me, there's something even better. The Yorkshire Deals. Breathtaking. Reduce you to tears. Plusnet Fibre for just $22.99 a month, plus a £75 reward card. That'll do. Just can't take my eyes off it. Search Plusnet Fibre now, wherever you're from.
This is Pippa, and Pippa's Discovery Scooter by Middleton's. It folds in under 20 seconds, is compact, making it easy to store at home. At under 20 kilos, it's lightweight and portable, so it fits into most car boots. It's ideal for travel and holidays, and it's available in 3 fabulous colours, which is why it's one of our best-selling folding scooters. The Discovery Scooter, designed in Great Britain by Middleton's. Go on, Pippa, live life without limits.
Chromebooks are a different way to laptop, starting with the Everything button. So you can find your files, or apps, and even answers online, instantly. And Chromebooks are secure, with virus protection that's built in. So no more of this, and a lot more peace of mind. So peaceful. So if you're ready to upgrade to fast, easy, and secure, don't just switch to a new laptop. Switch to a different way to laptop. Switch to Chromebook.
Unlike most costs, there's savings on car insurance if you shop around. And there's the free £250 excess cover each time you switch with...
Hello. How do you want them to pay for this?
Oh no, there's no need for that. It was just an accident. Anyway, I've got Direct Line. They'll sort my shop out, no probs. Maybe relax a bit.
My dear Asgardians, thanks to these insurance lords, even a king can take some time off. I'll return soon.
Welcome back to Headingley and the Summer Bash. We're already one game down with Sheffield beating the London Broncos, and now it's time for Batley Bulldogs versus the Dewsbury Rams. Let's head up to our commentary team of Ryan Briley, Andrew Henderson and Craig Murdoch.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ross. Game 2 just about to get underway. We're waiting for the teams coming out. Great first game, Hendo. Can this second one live up to that?
Oh, I hope so, because the first game has really got off the Summer Bash to an absolute cracker. I mean, it all started for me off that first set from Sheffield where they put the kick in. Anthony Thackeray kick sprinted and absolutely bashed the London fullback Alex Walker, and then it all set the tone from there. But look, it was a cracking contest. I think you saw two teams there that were obviously London wanting to ride this wave of momentum and try and carry that on and get another result to take them further away from the relegation zone. Sheffield desperate to get back to winning ways. They've only won one out of their last 5, and they've squandered so many leads recently in games, so they'll be pleased to have closed that one out. But like you said, Craig, it was a fantastic game. Good start to this Summer Bash event that goes over this weekend here on the 30th and 31st of July here in Headingley.
And everything, Ryan, points to a Batley winning this one, but that's why we love this game, because it's 50-50 and we kick off.
Yeah, for sure, and I think this game is different dynamic to the previous one. This is a real full-blooded Yorkshire derby, and I think over the recent years this game has been a massive occasion for both teams. So like you say there, with Batley obviously coming towards the end of the season now with playoff time, they need to be building some big performances here. They had a bit of a blip in recent weeks, but this team is pretty special in my opinion, one of the form teams of the championship. But Dewsbury got a lot riding on this game. They're in a dogfight at the bottom of the league, and especially with that result obviously previously this is a massive game for Dewsbury Rams.
And any derby, whether it be Wigan Saints, Hull derby, Heavy Woolen derby, it adds an extra spice to it, Hendo, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I think it adds, not only does it add extra spice because it's a derby game, but I think also the nature of the contest. You've got Dewsbury, who are going to be desperate today. They need a result. It doesn't matter about the performance for them. They just need a win because they've got to claw back, catch that pack of where London is and try and avoid this relegation drop zone with so many games to go. But Batley, on the other hand, find themselves in third position, having an incredible season in the championship so far, Craig. Now, they've been brilliant and they'll be bitterly disappointed that they got beat at home last week. So they will want to make sure that they are showing to the rest of the competition they are genuine contenders.
Yeah, let's have a look at the teams then. So Batley will line up with Luke Hooley at full-back, the experienced pair of Hodgson and Buchanan in the centres, White and Gilmore in the halves, and then it's the back row starring of Manning and Walshaw will be looking to hurt the Dewsbury side. Dewsbury will have Callum Turner at full-back, Paul Sykes, the evergreen at 40-year-old, playing at standoff, and then up front for them it's Walker, Butterworth and Kirby, experienced Michael Knowles in the back row as we do the 13 seconds of Rugby League for the campaign. So we're just about to get underway. Really looking forward to this one. Should be a really cracking game, and we could see fireworks, Hendo.
We could do. I know Michael Knowles, the captain of the Dewsbury Rams, he's a fiery character. I had the pleasure of playing with Michael at Sheffield. Said he'll be looking to bring plenty of fire and brimstone to this occasion, and more so because he's a competitor and he'll want to win. But like you said, we could see some fiery encounters. It could get tasty today, Craig.
Yeah. And Ryan, Luke Hooley at the back for Batley, he's had a really good season, and he's one who's come out of Super League at Wakefield and has come into Batley. Certainly aspirations to get back into that competition.
Yeah, for sure. And it's the Batley side suits him. It's really expanding. I think the help with Gilmore certainly is evident with that. And I think he's got a bit of a half-back background, so it really helps him out the back with his 3v2 selection and his pass selection. So it's been really good to see his development. And like I say, there's some unbelievable talent in this championship, and Luke Cooley's one of them where I believe in the next couple of years he can step up to that next level.
So it's Dewsbury, ball in hand. They'll bring it out of their own quarter. Kirby will drive. Butterworth at dummy half. Little short pass. And up the middle. Yards are on offer. Batley trying to get numbers in the tackle. Extra couple of metres gained as Dewsbury approach the halfway line. Through hands, a little short pass, and it's a
good leg drive
from Walker. Yeah, good second effort from him. Gets him inside Batley territory. This will be the last. Goes to Gill. Gets the ball high. It's up in the air, but Hooley's underneath it. Hooley does well. Hooley will take it. Dewsbury happy with that first set, Hendo.
Yeah, absolutely, Craig. I think it was an awkward kick-off to deal with from Luke Hooley originally, and I think Blackmore batted it back in field, and there almost looked to be a knock on the second play as well at the play of the ball, but they got away with it. But they managed to roll down the hill. Some great leg drive shown there by Jackson Walker, and a good kick from Bailey Gill to pin Batley inside their 20 on tackle one.
Campbell out of dummy half, scoots forward a couple of yards. Cares at dummy half, he'll pick up. Looks for a try and gets away from the Dewsbury defenders, but it's clinging on for dear life is Connor Davis, and he makes the tackle on halfway. Now it's to the wrecking ball. That is James Brown.
Yeah, they'll have a job to do on him this afternoon, James Brown. He's awkward, he stands in the tackle, awkward body to put down, and loves to promote the ball, so they'll need to make sure they're good around the offload game around him.
Gilmore under pressure, gets the ball away to Hooley, and Hooley's kick is taken by Callum Turner at the back. And Ryan, both teams one set, both sets completed.
Yeah, I think for Dewsbury, I think they'll be really happy with how they started in first offensive set and defensive set there, and just a mark kick pressure. You can tell they put a bit of a mark on Gilmore, especially because he's such a great kicker of the ball. There was 2-3 kick pressure there. Be really evident if they can withstand that, because Tom Gilmore's kicking game will be a big part to play if Batley was to win the game.
So Batley getting a roll on. Sykes gets a little pass away to his right hand side, and Matthew will drive up the middle of the field. 3 defenders needed to bring him down. At dummy half is Butterworth. He's got options both sides. Gets the pass away to Kirby. Links in. Through hands to Turner. Turner to Blackmore. Blackmore down the side. He's 1-on-1 with Hooley. Pushes away Hooley. Comes back inside. Gets the offload away.
It's a penalty.
Into his man. The referee's going to have a look. He's going to say knock on or penalty.
Should be a penalty. He was tackled without the ball.
Let's have a look at the replay. What's your thoughts on that one, Ryan?
I thought it was an unbelievable skill by Dewsbury, and just the subtlety from the half-back Gill, just his double pump right at the line to create that bit of space at the back. But yeah, you're right, Hendo. I think it should be Dewsbury ball. And yeah, Dewsbury ball from the scrum.
It's just given a knock on off the Batley player. I thought he tackled the Dewsbury player without the ball. Well, a penalty would have been awarded, but either how, it's Dewsbury's opportunity now as they go 15 from the line, Craig.
Yeah, Graham will play the ball. Butterworth at dummy half. Little short pass up the middle of the field will go Walker. Walker for the line. Tries to use that second effort to push towards that line. He's pushed back. Butterworth links in with Sykes. Further wide, 2-1 on the far side. Wow. It's knocked back. It'll be another set of 6, but that's a try saver on that far side from Dale Morton.
Absolutely, Dale Morton there. He's come up with the defensive play that was needed. It was great execution of skill from the Dewsbury Rams. You'll see it on the replay. Butterworth outside it, and it's the catch pass from Sykes for me, because he catches it and makes releases the ball on the move straight away. That created the 2v1, but thankfully for the Batley Bulldogs, Dale Morton reads the play, and he doesn't get in between the centre and winger there. Then I think it's try time for the Dewsbury Rams.
Ball in hand. Up the back it goes to Turner. Turner pushes away one. Buchanan comes back and makes the tackle. Edging towards that line. Gill is at dummy half. Inside pass it goes to Davies. Davies stands and takes on the defence. Butterworth picks, little short pass for the line they go, driving forward that line. He's over. Super try, Ben Matu on loan from Featherstone. He comes up with the first try. It's Dewsbury 4, Batley 0.
Yep, fantastic opening try there from Benjamin Matteo, and he's just basically rolled up the sleeves and said, you know what, give me the ball, I'm going to run with purpose, and I'm going to get myself over this try line and score. And it's just that determination from the middle unit player, and a nice little subtlety there from Butterworth too. It's good deception. He shows right a little bit, just rocks himself to the right just to throw off the marker, and then he comes back to the left, and that's a great opening try there for the Dewsbury Rams. Fantastic.
That's all about effort, isn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, for sure. And what I will say, the probably underrated role from Michael Knowles there, he pushes hard on the outside shoulder, which keeps Walshaw accountable. Walshaw can't get involved in that tackle, and like you say, Lewis Ford just said there, you know what, I'm going to challenge you physically, and if you can't stop me, I'm going to score 4 points. And I think that's been really disappointing from Craig Lingard's point of view, from his Batley team, is they've just been beat physically. There's been no structure, no tactical issue what has been caught about on an edge. They've just been physically dominated and conceded 4 points.
Well, they had no right to score that try there, did they?
Sykes to the left of the posts. Turns the 4 into 6s, and it was interesting, Hendo. Craig Lingard said the attitude's been poor all week, and that's just about attitude in defence, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was something he felt even. I remember a couple of weeks ago when they beat York at York, he still wasn't too happy with his goal line defence, and it was an area he recognised a few weeks ago that they need to tidy up, and on that showing there, doesn't look like they fixed that one up, have they? Because that was a poor try to concede. But take nothing away from the carry from Benjamin Matteo, who just obviously just carried with that purpose and intent and got himself over the line. But it's just important now, Craig, that Dewsbury get to the end of this set. We saw it in the last game where Sheffield were guilty, coughing up possession on that set after scoring points. It's important that Dewsbury get to the end of the set, get to a good kick, and continue to apply this pressure on the Batley Bulldogs.
Davies carries outside the 20. Butterworth at dummy half to Gill. Ship it to that left edge. Sykes. Little short pass to Knowles. And Knowles is tackled. Butterworth down the short side to Sykes again, gets the offload away, trying to get through the tackle is Tomlinson, but he's brought down. Dewsbury hard getting to the back end of the set. This time it'll be Kirby. Kirby turns in the tackle. Last one, back down the short side to Kirby. The kicks from Sykes. Sykes hits the ball, it bounces on end. They did complete the set, Hendo, but probably not the outcome they wanted from that kick.
The full 4 or 5 players was brilliant. They managed to march the Batley team down, and again I think there's a real issue with Batley's attitude towards defending. I think they've shown no energy and no intent, but really poor kick from Paul Sykes. Unfortunately for Batley, obviously went dead, won't give us a 7 tackle restart, but just the energy from Batley really worries me at the moment.
So we'll play the ball. At dummy half is Gilmore. Going forward is Flynn. Batley again, just taking the yards that are on offer. Good second effort and good carry. Push down from Riley. He'll stand and play the ball. Can Batley get on the back of that? It's Hooley who puts himself into the game, gets the pass away to Hodgson, and Hodgson's footwork, can he stay in the field of play? We talked about defence and we've alluded to attitudes there, and Ryan, you absolutely hit the nail on the head about the Batley, but what about that from Dewsbury?
Just think that the energy from Dewsbury, I think they've started the game really well, just been first to everything, and even just the body language. Watch as he puts the centre in. So look at all the body language, look at all the celebration. We talk about celebrating errors and making sure we're all in the picture to make sure just the perception of energy and body language is really draining for the Batley side at the moment. I think Dewsbury made a really good start to the game.
And it was Paul Sykes involved, Hendo. You and I, Ryan doesn't know this yet because he hasn't got there yet, but to be still turning up and putting the effort in at this side of the wrong side of 40 is a great effort from him.
Oh, absolutely. And what impressed me the most there on that one was his tackle selection. He'd realised Hodgson had slightly got on the outside, and then he we talk about catching, he caught him, held him up and allowed the inside to come in and support him and get him over the sideline. But you saw the energy that created there to that Dewsbury team, and fantastic defensive piece of play there from them.
Comes through hands, two hands pass into the arms of Davies. Dewsbury just ticking off those tackles, picking off those yards, and again have marched themselves downfield. This will be the last one. Butterworth back to Gill. Gill steps and then puts a high kick up into the air, makes it. It's coming down right on the goal line. Great play from Dale Morton on that far side. Knew exactly where he was, and Ryan, you've in that situation many times. Brilliant play from the winger there.
Yeah, just great awareness from Dale. I think he's really underrated player, Dale Morton. Just recently voted in the team of the month. I think justifies his selection there. Just the smarts from him, just the rugby smarts of knowing his back leg can get over that try line to make it a 7-tackle restart. I think Batley needed it. I think Batley have been really struggling to get out their own half, so this 7-tackle restart is a godsend for them.
So they'll just try and get on the front foot. They've crossed that halfway line. Kay to Brown, and Brown on the charge, hard to stop. Can he get his arms free? Yes, he can. Offloads back to Kay, and Hooley sees a little bit of space in front of him and goes forward. He's tackled. Good defence from Dewsbury, but Kay again pointing, marching, gets the pass to Gilmore. Further wide it goes to his standoff partner in White, and White is quick to his feet and playing the ball. Gilmore looking for a kick, chips over the top. It's right on the goal line, it's bouncing around, it's in the back play, and Batley chase wasn't the best, but they've got the result they want, Hendo, and they'll have to drop out from under the post.
Yeah, well, they've ended up getting a quality outcome to the end of set. I'm not sure it was the best executed kick from Tom Gilmore, to be honest, and I thought Brad Graham should have took that cleanly on the full. He wasn't exactly under a load of pressure either, so he'll be disappointed that he fumbled that one, and it's almost given Batley the opportunity to trap him in the in goal and reward themselves with another set of 6. But I'm a little bit like Ryan. I just think Batley they're just a yard off at the moment, aren't they? Like they're carrying a little bit one out. There's not a lot of push support, a lot of movement off the ball, and they seem to be second best at reacting to things at the moment. But I'll be hoping that they can continue to build some pressure here on the Dewsbury line. Let's see what they've got in attack here, Craig.
To the 20-metre line, Kay's a dummy half. Passes to White, he links in with Gilmore, little short pass to the experienced Manning, and Manning stands and pushes away their first defender, edging towards that line on the second effort. Kay to Gilmore, out the back it goes to Campbell. Brilliant pass, Campbell's in. 15th try of the season for Johnny Campbell, been there, done it, got the t-shirt as the Batley winger, and he does get Batley on the board for the first time this afternoon. It's Batley 4, Dewsbury 6.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic pass selection there from Tom Gilmore. We spoke about him in the build-up to the game and the importance that he is in his role to this team and the quality that he brings, and it's just a nice little short side play there. Obviously, they're creating the opportunity with Hooley at the back, but what he sees there, Tom Gilmore, he sees that the Dewsbury winger comes in to kill Hooley, and that's the trigger for him to put the ball over the top, and because of Tom's excellent complementary skills, he's able to execute that pass. It's on the money for Johnny Campbell to catch. and score. So like you said, great decision from Gilmore, great execution of skill, and again just highlighting what we spoke about pre-game, the importance that he is and the value that he adds to this team, Ryan.
I think that's the fine line as a winger for Ben Blackmore, obviously defending that type of shape. What do you do? Do you sit on your goal line and wait for a 2v1 with Hooley, which we all know he can execute, so he's obviously it's an easy 4
and
points.
He's a threat, isn't he?
He's a run threat as well. So what do? Do you back off and hope your inside gets there? But the detail from the lead runner from the Batley side, great work, but Gilmore's too smart, just makes the game look easy at times, doesn't he?
And he does it right off the boot, right off the touchline. Brilliant kick from Gilmore. And Batley have got that quality, haven't they? I think we're all agreeing they haven't started the game fantastically well, but they've just clicked a switch. And 3-4 plays later, they're on the board with a great try.
Yeah, well, Ryan mentioned that pre-game about, you know, the difference probably in the two teams is that Batley have got that little bit more quality in certain positions throughout the team. But what Dewsbury have got at the moment is they're desperate. You know, and that's what they've got to play off. They've got to play off that desperation, and we've seen already with the start they've had how competitive they've been. They're running with purpose, they're scrambling in defence, they're working for each other, they're kick sprinting on kick chases, you know, all those sort of effort-based things. You know, that's what they've got to beat Batley on today for me, Craig, to have a chance of winning the game. Because one thing I'll say about this Batley team is they've prided themselves on that energy, that competitive, those effort areas throughout the season, which has put them in good stead. But at the moment, they're probably a little bit down on that compared to Dewsbury at the start of this game. So, anyway, but still a long way to go. We'll see how it pans out.
6-all, 26 minutes left in this first half, and a kick taken by Buchanan. And he drives the ball forward. Gilmore will jump into dummy half. Campbell off his wing. Picks up a couple of metres. Decent defence from Dewsbury. Kay. Short pass. Batley just driving it forward through Flynn. Kay again. Here's Brown, the danger man. Gets those hands free, and a little short pass from White to Walshaw. Hooley at dummy half. Back to White. Throws a dummy. And this time it's Riley, and he gets a couple of metres. Good metres gained on this set by Batley. Now it's into Gilmore, who puts the ball up in the air. Hooley's chasing this one. Hooley's got to come down.
Sensational!
Hooley's got the ball. Excellent from Batley. They were 6 behind. They're very soon going to be 6 in front. Brilliant kick from Gilmore. Even better chase. Even better take from Hooley. And that just shows the quality of the fullback, Ryan Braley.
Yeah, we spoke in with pre-game about the skill and the quality this Batley side have, and I think, like you're saying, though, they've been pretty flat to start the game, but 2 pieces of skill from Gilmore and Hooley, we mentioned pre-game, have managed to salvage something like this first 10 minutes for Batley. I think they've been pretty poor, but obviously Gilmore, just the quality he's got, but the chase from Hooley, we mentioned Alex Walker, didn't we, in the previous game? This was his pet play, but the chase from Hooley is really difficult, especially as a defending fullback, because you get no run up to the ball. You're from a standing start, where Hooley's got a massive run up to challenge the ball, but there was 2-3 people in the picture, and Hooley goes over for his first try of the game.
Yeah, and that's the difference there. You know, when that kick went up from Tom Gilmore, there was 3 Batley chasers in the frame. The Dewsbury players didn't get back quick enough to give their fullback cover and support, so that was an indicator for me. But you've got to credit Riley as well for winning the play the ball. It was his carry. He managed to spin out, get up, leave a couple of Dewsbury players on the floor that allowed Gilmore to kick on the front foot and allowed the Batley kick chase team to have a chance at having a crack at it.
Gilmore does add that extras, so 6 behind, blink of an eye, now 6 in front, and that's no fluke, Endo, because Luke Hooley did that at York the other week live on Premier Sports.
Oh, absolutely. Look, he's a quality player, and both Ryan and myself, we spoke about him pre-match, you know, about the quality he brings out the back. He's a run threat, he's a pass threat, you know, obviously, and he's got a great combination with Tom Gilmore as well. I think them two have really been that little bit of X factor for Batley for me. They've just added that next level of quality that they needed. They've already got the foundations of an industrious team and a team that will compete and work hard for each other, and it's those type of players that we've just seen already. The 2 touches that they have had already have been telling contributions.
So Campbell, footwork from Gilmore wasn't the best, but it's option.
Just important, Craig, at the moment for Dewsbury that they don't. Oh, it's an error there from Batley trying to offload. That's we spoke about this last game, didn't we, Ryan, about this? You've scored points, you just want to get to the end of set, get a good kick away, further put on the pressure to the opposition and not release it, as Dale Morton there tries to manufacture an offload on play 3 inside his own 20.
Just got quick, Endo. What does that do as a coach when you're sat there when you see your winger? That's why I don't coach.
That's why I'm great, Craig. That's why I'm great. That's why I'm having a break from coaching at the moment and call on it here on Premier Sports instead. But yeah, no, it's not great to see, because you just know now your team's under pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. And now it's Batley who've had ball in hand. They've got some defending to do, and that's a really strong carry. From Matthew. He's
been impressive, hasn't he?
On loan from Featherstone. Pass out the back, it goes to Gill. Gill then through hands, and Dewsbury trying to get towards that line. Butterworth's at dummy half. Passes to Sykes, further wide it goes, but it's not the best pass, and it's knocked on by
Tomlinson, I think, was
Tomlinson on that far side, and that's just poor execution. Hendo.
Yeah, 100%. I just feel they got their timing wrong. I think Michael Knowles ran through the line a little bit early too. I think he mistimed his run, and then the pass from Sykes just wasn't on the money, and it was a tough one for Tomlinson to get off the ankles, but unfortunately knocks the ball on, and it's a disappointing end of the set there for the Dewsbury Rams. They were in fantastic field position, a great opportunity to continue to either apply pressure or score points, and they'll be disappointed with that execution and skill being great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, they forced an error.
Another great tackle there. They've made an error, but they've forced another one there, Ryan. So, they're certainly turning up for play today.
Yeah, definitely. And they're playing on emotion, aren't they? And I think they have to. I think with where they are in the league, they need to thrive on that. Endo alluded to before. The emotion and the emotional attachment to the game is really important for Jude. But I'm wondering, from your point of view, as a previous coach, how long does that emotion last? How long do you hold on to that dynamic for?
Well,
not long enough. It's a knock-on-a-thon at the minute, isn't it? Both sides making really silly mistakes, and first tackle. We talk about coach killers, and neither side seems to have settled into any rhythm in the last 5 or 6 minutes. But it's Batley now. They're just trying to get to the back end of this set as Hooley.
Just worries me, Craig. I think if you put Batley in them situations, 2 or 3 good ball positions, I think they come up with points there. But I think it's really important that Dewsbury need to make more of them good ball opportunities, because they won't get many. And I think if Batley are down there, they're going to come away with points.
Absolutely. Ben Kate. He's fighting to play the ball. Not the best. Here goes Brown again. Big offloader. Can he turn in the tackle? He tries, but this time the defence is good from the Rams, and they put him to the floor. Kay's at dummy half. To Gilmore, who kicks looking for Campbell. What's the bounce of the ball? Like it's perfect. Campbell will take it. Campbell will get his second try of the game. He'll run round and put the ball under the post, and again it's that magic from the boot this time of Gilmore. Created one for Campbell with a pass. Now he's created one with his boot. Second try. Third for Batley. Their lead 16 points to 6.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. Again, invention and vision and awareness from Tom Gilmore. We see it here. Ball goes out the back to him. What he's recognised is that Ben Blackmore is on the end of the line. He sees that Callum Turner is probably sat on his inside shoulder, so he knows there's an area of space that if he executes that kick play on the money, he can exploit that and create a try-scoring opportunity, and that he does. Fantastic execution of kick from Tom Gilmore, but you have to give him full credit, him only, to have the awareness and the vision to see that the winger, the Ben Blackmore's on the end of the line, Callum Turner's a little bit slightly out of position, and there was an opportunity there, and Johnny Campbell, fantastic reaction from him to sprint through. Bounce was kind and finishes a great try, Ryan.
Is it premeditated, that, Ryan, do you think, or is it just play what he saw?
Well, I was looking at 2 or 3 plays before, and Hendo's nailed it. Ben Blackmore was tight and up high in the line, and this is the reason why Hooley is such a threat. So he's come out the back in the previous play, so Blackmore is aware of Hooley out the back, so he has to stay high up in the defensive line. And you're right, Callum Turner was flat also, obviously on the inside shoulder of Gilmore, so Gilmore too smart, just puts the ball in behind. So I'd say it is premeditated, but it's from 2 or 3 plays in advance what Gilmore is seeing. So the execution of the play is unbelievable. For me, it's the mental and the rugby smarts to figure out 2 or 3 plays in advance that kick would be on for Johnny Campbell to score his try.
An easy conversion. 18 points to 6, and Dewsbury look like they've got a mountain to climb now, Hendo.
Yeah, they do. And once again, I think it just goes back to what Ryan said earlier, that when Batley are in good ball field position, they look like the scorer and are probably more than likely going to create opportunities to score points, whereas Dewsbury have been down there on a couple of occasions, albeit from the opening set where they scored early, and they've squandered a couple of chances and coughed up possession, and they need to be more respectful of possession and more clinical with ball in hand when they're in those attacking field positions.
Absolutely. There's Riley. He's dumped to the floor. Kay from dummy half to Buchanan, and Buchanan edges forward, trying to get to the halfway line. He'll play it just around there. Out of dummy half comes Kay. He throws the dummy and straightens up, and Dewsbury defence struggles to put him down, but Batley have got to the back end of the set. Gilmore's at dummy half, so he'll find his half-back partner in White, who gets it to Brown. They've got numbers on that far side. Walshaw will drop it onto his toe. It rebounds off a player. The referee says it's still last, and this time it's another kick forward from a front rower. This time Dewsbury get back and sniff out, but it's a good set after points, Hendo.
Yeah, it certainly is, and some adventurous play there. They thought they'd go and run it on the last. They saw that the Dewsbury defensive line on that left edge was a little bit stepped back. The edge was stepped back, the winger was deep as well, so that's what created the opportunity to have the run threat and the run play, and obviously they end up manufacturing a kick through Brown at the end of it.
And a set restart, so Dewsbury will start this set just over 40 metres away from their own line. That's a really good strong carry from Graham, and he'll play the ball. Another carry.
Not having any issues going forward, are they,
from
Dewsbury
Davies?
at the moment?
No. Yardage is pretty good from them as Gill to the substitute Beckett, and inside their 40. Can they get themselves back into the game? Kirby to Sykes, further wide to Turner. Turner hits the accelerator and tries to get through the line. He's held up. This will be the last one. Need a good kick, need a repeat set. Can Sykes get it? Goes down the short side, gets the ball back to Knowles, and Knowles is tackled. I'm not so sure that's the right option there, Ryan Braley. I think they've got to come up with a better last play than that.
For sure, and Paul Sykes got a wonderful left foot as well, so I think you should look to utilise it as much as you can, but just a little short side play with Michael Knowles didn't pay off, but even it was a 2-on-2 anyway, so I didn't really see what they were looking at as the sprinkler comes on midfield. Ben Blackmore, they got a shower then.
That's like what happened to you, Endo, pre-match, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I don't know what's going on with this sprinkler system. It's got a mind of its own. It's playing pranks all the time.
So Batley.
Oh! That's an error.
Yes, it is. It
wow.
Was, Campbell couldn't pull that in, but he wasn't helped by his halfback, was he? That was a shocking pass, Ryan, wasn't it?
But just 2 or 3 times Dewsbury managed to force errors from this Batley side. Correct. They just need to do more with the ball. It's in good ball. They're getting plenty of opportunities, but they can't continue to offer nothing in good ball. They need to stress this Batley line and cause some fatigue in this line to get himself back in the game.
So from the scrum, Dewsbury deep inside the 20 of Batley. Can they get some points? Can themselves get them? Scoreboard ticking in their favour as Beckett is dumped back from where he came. Butterworth at dummy half gets the pass away, and again it's another strong route one from Mathiao as he tried and got his first try. Is he over the line? He's just forced back into the field of play. Still knocking on that door. Sykes to Kirby. Kirby stands but then put to the floor. Do Dewsbury come to the right or go back to the left? Butterworth decides to go himself and sets sail for the line. He's forced back into the field of play, and the referee says he's knocked on. So again, 3rd or 4th time, Hendo, that Dewsbury have come up with an error inside the 20 of Batley.
Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating for the team and also for the coaching staff as well watching it. It's, they've had some fantastic opportunity in this sort of field position in this area. We see the replay here. Butterworth going for himself. He's driven back. He's almost like looking to try and get the offload, and sometimes you just got to take your medicine, and you know what I mean. He's been hit. He's been driven back. Just take the tackle and play the next play. And see Big Ward's come off the bench now for the Batley Bulldogs. Strong carry off the scrum from him. But the key for me now for Dewsbury is. I was just about to say discipline, don't give penalties away, and they've just done it now, because that's important when you're not quite clicking yeah, with the ball in the right areas of the field, you've still got to be tidy defensively, and you've still got to be tidy with your discipline. But they can't allow Batley into this sort of area of the field, because we've already seen early in this game that they will capitalise in this area of the field with the quality they have.
Much easier to defend inside the opposition 20, Ryan, than it is round that halfway your own 20.
Well, for sure, because teams are less expansive, so you get the chance to tighten up your defensive line and really go after your opposition. So you're right, Craig, there. It's a miles easier job defending your opposition try line than your own, because you get more numbers in the tackle and it makes it a lot more slower. So I think that's a massive focus for this Dewsbury side. They need to spend more time in the Batley half, because if they're defending this half for most, again, Tom Gilmore's got too much quality. They're going to come away with points.
Absolutely. Now Gilmore, ball in hand, little short pass to that substitute Michael Ward, and Ward stands and tries to force his way towards the line. He's put on his back, he's turned, and out of dummy half they'll go. A little short pass to White, and White goes forward. Alistair Leake, who's into the action, and live wire he is from dummy half. This is the last one. What has Gilmore got in his box of tricks this time? It's another great kick. Who's first to the ball?
Knock on.
Lucas
Manning. It was Dave
Manning, wasn't he? I think he might have been a question there for pull back. We'll get Ryan's thoughts on that one in a minute, but Dewsbury waste no time and try to get the ball forward. But was that an opportunity that they've missed there, Ryan?
I'm with you, Craig. I thought he was pulled back. I thought Manning was pulled back without the ball, so Dewsbury got away one, but again, just the guile of Gilmore, his right foot, he's really got it on a string at the moment. Three try assists already. I'd be getting the ball to him as much as we can in good ball.
Yeah, absolutely. The ball is now on halfway, as Dewsbury have wasted no time getting upfield. Butterworth to Sykes. Again, some strong defence in midfield. This time it's Leake. He's not the biggest, but certainly a heart as big as himself, as it goes through the back to Turner. Turner back on the inside. Gets the ball to Graham. He's tackled. That's a good carry from Beckett, and he's almost inside the 20. Quick play the ball, referee's not happy with it. And it's another error in good ball set from Dewsbury, and that must be 7 or 8 now, Ryan, that Dewsbury have come up with down this end of the field.
For sure, and as a result of that, you're causing no fatigue in the Batley line. So the Batley, obviously, forwards are all fresh. Obviously, Brown's still on the field. They're just the amount of work they can get through as a forward pack, because they're fresh, because they can carry out their own half with no fatigue in the legs. So it's a much easier job. You ask any middle, they'd rather have the ball than defend their own line. So just for me, just the smartness, and you'd think Paul Sykes really needs to get a grip of that middle area, because there's too many errors, and just letting Batley off the hook.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a pass down the short side, but this Batley, was it played at by a Dewsbury hand? What the referee says is going to say no, it wasn't. Tackle count continues. That far side, little short pass to Blake off the bench, and as he comes forward, Leake at dummy half. It's a wide pass to Kay. Further wide it goes from Hooley to Manning, and Manning wrestling the Dewsbury defence to eke out those extra metres, and this will be the last one. What is Gilmore again? He's the architect in chief of everything good from Batley, and it's a high kick, but Turner takes it on his own goal line. Is that high tackle? Referee says no. Dewsbury with 90 metres to go, Hendo to get to the other end.
Yeah, no, good intercept there for the Batley Bulldogs. Tom Gilmore again with a nice high kick, and just pinning Dewsbury inside their own 10. So just important now for Batley that they don't give away a yardage penalty, and they stay disciplined and just make sure they get their tackle control right, as its first 3 tackles have been made, and doing a decent job.
Pick up and forward downfield. Bailey Gill gets an offload away.
I think he's been pretty lively, Bailey Gill. I think he's been one of Dewsbury's better players. Looked threatening when he had the ball, wanted to look for work. Been really impressive.
As indeed. Dewsbury just drive forward. Matthew, I think another one who's been good for Dewsbury.
Brilliant.
On the last, and kick from dummy half into the 20. Hooley will pick, and short little pass to Campbell, and Campbell tries to get on the outside of Butterworth, and does. Can't get away from the next two defenders. Morton in off his wing and takes the 6 or 7 metres that are on offer. This time it's the right centre. Josh Hodson. Batley just Route 1 football, nothing flash, nothing out of the ordinary as they just edge their metres downfield, and this time Blake will drive it in. This is the last. Again, it'll go to Gilmore. Gilmore with the high kick again. Route 1, Manning's chasing it, and Manning's wrestling with Turner, and Batley have changed that attitude round a little bit, haven't they, Ryan? They seem to be a little bit more eager now as Dewsbury come up with the error, and you wouldn't back against points here, Ryan.
Well, the last 3 kicks, Gilmore, they've been identical. Also down his left edge, put in a pocket and made Turner catch the ball on the full, and there's been an unbelievable chase to make sure that kick is a really good one rather than just an average one. The kick's been pretty good, but the chase has been even better, and it puts him in a really good position here. But just the game management from Tom Gilmore, and what you can do, especially as a halfback, you can change your mentality in your team through your kicking game by making sure your kicks are nice and processed and strategic, making sure you're finishing the right area. So Tom Gilmore's done a great job here of changing his team's mentality through his kicking game.
So Leake gets the pass out from the scrum. Gilmore again, this time it wasn't the best pass, but he's pinched the ball. What's the referee going to say here? It's going to be 2 knock-ons. Interesting to see which way the first one is. He's having a chat with his touch judge, and Batley going to get another set of 6, Hendo.
Yeah, he's saying that it's come off a Dewsbury hand. I'm not sure it was the right pass. I thought it was a poor decision actually from Gilmore there. He shouldn't have played short there. It wasn't on. He elected to play short. So the error was made, but it's been judged by the touch judge that it's come off a Dewsbury hand. So I couldn't tell on the replay whether it did or it didn't. Paul Sykes just receiving some treatment.
Yeah, Paul Sykes down, that would be a blow for Dewsbury, wouldn't it? But it's been a strange game, Ryan, hasn't it? I think in the middle of the field, both sides have done really well, but they get into the opposition 20 and both sides have come up with far too many errors.
I think that the ultimate story is obviously Batley have got too much quality in good ball. I think they can really unlock defences, especially with Hooley and Gilmore lurking around. So I think they've matched each other physically in the middle. I think it's been a fairly even battle. Just the difference has been the quality from Batley.
Yeah, and here goes Gilmore again. He gets the ball to Hooley. Hooley gets it to Campbell. Campbell down the touchline, and that's his hat-trick. Far too easy for my liking for that one, but Batley score their 4th try. A hat-trick for Campbell. He's in at the corner at 22 points to 6, Hendo.
Yeah, disappointing try to concede there for the Dewsbury Rams, and again I think it's Ben Blackmore. He's backing off on his try line, and you can't do that. He's almost invited Johnny Campbell to go and score in that corner, but once again it's the execution off the scrum play. Gilmore to the line, out the back to Hooley, and then Blackmore just backing off. He's probably a little bit too tight to his centre, Graham as well. So you see Hooley there, and Blackmore is just a little bit too tight to Graham. He doesn't evolve and doesn't allow himself to get to Johnny Campbell. He's a little bit too tight. He's backpedaling as well. And then it's just a simple pass from Hooley to put Campbell, who's already on the outside of Blackmore, and he finishes in the corner. But we spoke about it in the last game. You know, a lot of teams now, Craig, are attacking from this centre part of the field off the scrum attack because it's really difficult for 3 defenders to defend that space. And once again, you know, we see another try scored off a very similar scrum play, but Hooley just had too much pace, got on the outside of Graham, and then he puts the pass away there to Johnny Campbell.
Yeah, and Gilmore from the sidelines. Can he drift it in? No, it's too far out, but hat-trick in the first half for Campbell, Ryan. He'll be delighted with that.
I just think that's the game of chess you play, especially from Ben Blackmore. Also on the previous play, obviously he tries to jam Hooley out the back. He's really aggressive, and Gilmore picks him off over the top. This time he sits back, he sits on his try line and waits for his inside pressure to come, and it doesn't come. So Gilmore plays Hooley out the back, and Hooley gets a 2v1 and scores in the corner. But that's the mental block you get in your head with wingers, especially against fullbacks. I have it personally with the wingers we play against. You don't know if they're going to come. Are they going to come? Are they going to back off? Are they going to try and jam you? So it's just playing that game of chess and making sure you make the right moves before they do.
Hey, well, let's talk about the Johnny Campbell try celebration, shall we? I remember the one that he scored under the post. He's ripping out the beer can and sculling that one down. That one, then he's doing the swimming. I think it was the freestyle front crawl after he scores.
Too observant, Hendo.
Oh, loving it. That's what we're talking about. We're here for entertainment, folks. It's Summer Bash weekend. Loving it.
Absolutely. So this Batley now trying to makes some yards upfield, and it's Walshaw who's tackled, who plays the ball. Alistair Leake, the live wire, off the bench, gets the offload away.
He will be lively around the ruck, will Alistair Leake. Brings great energy off the bench for the Bulldogs. James Meadows as well, off the bench as well, Craig.
I think really critical time for especially for Dewsbury, Craig, just sorry to interrupt you there, but just from Batley's point of view, if they score another try, I think this game's done.
And here we goes Campbell again, he's into space, he's got one-on-one with Blackmore. Is he going to go look for the pass? No, he's not, he's just going to go down the outside. Campbell had 3, he now has 4, and this time he does. He sculls the ball this time, Hendo. He scores in the corner for Batley's 5th, his 4th. What an afternoon for Johnny Campbell.
Oh, absolutely, Johnny on the spot. Fantastic individual try again. You know, he's 35 years of age, I think, Ryan, isn't he, Johnny Campbell? He's like a fine red wine. He just gets better with age, doesn't he? I mean, he's caught this ball here. Again, fantastic play. Good pass selection again from Gilmore. He sees that there's space. Blackmore's deep in the pocket, and Blackmore's got to do a better job there. He's got to make the tackle on Johnny Campbell, and he backs off, he waits, and he allows Campbell to show the dummy flick pass here. And he falls for it, and Campbell scores in the corner.
And something you and I don't know about Hendo, but Ryan obviously does. Pace is a great weapon, Ryan.
Yeah, for sure. It's something you can't defend against. I think that even not just Johnny Campbell, but the pace on the inside of his support runners makes the Dewsbury defenders nervous. They've got to scramble back, and there's a bit of confusion. No one knows who's taking which runner. And Campbell goes, well, I'll tell you what, I'll take it on myself and I'll score in the corner. But I mentioned just before that try was scored, as Gilmore just slots the goal over, I mentioned just as I was talking before the try that I was worried for Dewsbury. I felt they had a lack of energy in that set, and there was really a lack of communication and confusion in that defensive line. And Gilmore's picked him off again, and Campbell in the corner scores his 4th try. I think, for me, I'd be really worried if I was a Dewsbury supporter. I think this game is pretty much done, and there'll be more tries for this Batley team.
And that's the thing now, Hendo, isn't it? We talked about the attitude of Dewsbury was brilliant at the start.
It was.
But when you look up at the scoreboard and you're 28-6 down as you approach half-time, this is what attitude's all about.
No, 100%, but it could be a case of damage limitation now for the Dewsbury Rams. But yeah, and I think what it goes down, it's like anything. When your team's low on confidence, Dewsbury at the moment are low in confidence. You know, they've obviously suffered a number of losses this season. I mean, I thought they salvaged something last week. They got a point against Newcastle Thunder, so that was encouraging for them. I think they've started this half really brightly. And got themselves. We see the replay of the kick-off here, and just been judged a knock on there off Brad Graham as he was attempting to tap it back to Connor Davies. But again, I think had they been a little bit more clinical with the possession they had early doors in this half of the field when they were attacking the Batley line, I think it may be a slightly different contest. But the fact that they haven't been able to convert the field position and possession into points, and then every time Batley have been in that field position, they've converted them into points. And as the game or the half's gone on, it's just, I to a degree, have knocked the confidence out of this Dewsbury Rams side. But you're right, they're going to, there's a penalty now, and disappointment again for the Rams.
Yeah, and they're going to be defending their own try line again. We've got a couple of minutes to go, so there's plenty of time left on the clock. And I think you've alluded to it a couple of times, Ryan. Every time Batley get into the scoring zone down in this 20 metres, they'll look like they're going to get points.
Yeah, for sure. And just to allude what Endo said there, he's bang on. Dewsbury have had field position. They've had good opportunities in the Batley half, just not thrown anything at this Batley side. Whereas when Batley come down here, they've got shapes. Gilmore's directing, as you can see there. He's organised, he's barking at his troops, getting them to where they want to be to ultimately pull his shape. So if you look at Gilmore here and Hooley, they're all around the ball here. Expect a set play from Batley here.
So Batley again, set restarted. That looked like a forward pass. That's a brilliant play. Absolutely brilliant trade. Referee's going to say it's a forward pass. I think he's got that one right. I called it off, Mike. It would have been a great try, Hendo, if it had been given. But I just think it was slightly forward. We get another look at that one.
No, lovely piece of play. Good set piece play there from the 3 pivots. We'll have another look on the replay when it comes up to see whether it was forward or not. But I just like the fact that the pivots working together. Gilmore back inside to White, back inside to Hooley, and it would have been a fantastic try if it had been awarded.
Yeah, absolutely. Dewsbury 40 seconds, they can't afford to concede anymore. They just need to put the ball up the jumper and get in those sheds, Hendo, and regroup for the second half.
Yeah, they do. They've got to. Liam Finn's got a job on his hands to try and motivate this group for the second half to come out. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. We saw London reduce a 28-0 deficit the other week against Sheffield, so stranger things have happened in this competition this season. So there is hope yet for the Rams, but yeah, they've got a mountain to climb in this second half.
Absolutely. We're into the last 10 seconds of it now. Probably one player left in this half. Dewsbury going to risk everything and put the ball up into the air. There goes the hooter. As Butterworth is wrestled, is put to the floor, and then not the greatest half of rugby league here. Game 2 of the Summer Bash, but it's Batley who've been the impressive side. They were behind early as Dewsbury hit the front, but it's 4 tries from Johnny Campbell sees Batley 28 points to 6 in front at half-time. Full analysis coming from the team and full second half commentary live here on Premier Sports.
New Lynx Epic Fresh Body Spray.
No, you like the finer things. Every night stepping designer skins. All you need is a diamond ring. But if you don't reply, I can't buy you things.
Anything's possible with an irresistibly fresh fragrance. Smell iconic. The Lynx Effect.
Fridge full of nothing? Make it something delicious with Hellmann's. Make taste, not waste.
For Sarah, these jeans aren't just jeans. They're her wear them everywhere with anything jeans. And now she can protect them. With Comfort Ultimate Care, its pro-fibre technology keeps clothes fragrant and looking like new. We can't promise the outfit will always be on point, but the jeans will. Comfort Ultimate Care. Long live clothes.
Do the little things right and the big stuff takes care of itself. That's why we use delicious 100% British apples every day, starting with the ones less than 40 miles away. It's in the detail where we're super keen. Our apple waste makes energy that's green. So go big on the little things. That's when you can taste it. Extra love, extra care. For the perfect cider, go the extra inches. And now, bring home a taste of nature. Search Win with Inches Cider for your chance to win Patch houseplants.
Feed your curious with Voxy, the mobile network that gives you unlimited social media from just £10 a month.
Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última.
All right, mate. Spicy Spanish stack meal.
Nice one.
Holiday from home with the McDonald's summer menu, featuring the chicken fiesta and the spicy Spanish stag.
Should all underarms be the same? Waxed? Natural? Unique? Shaved? Sensitive? Tattooed? All underarms deserve the best care. Introducing Dove's new formula with natural caring oil, leaving your underarms softer and fresh. New Dove 48-hour protection, kinder to skin.
We take product testing very seriously at Middleton's. This is Kath, today's chief tester. Our beds come with a choice of luxury mattresses. Head raised? Check. Feet up? Comfy. The 5-point adjustable system, the perfect fully contoured sleep position. Not a peep. Choose from a wide variety of luxury styles and fabrics. Adjustable beds, made in Great Britain by Middleton's. Live life without limits. Night, Kath.
Get old or get classic. Vanilla. Chocolate. Classic. Magnum. True to pleasure.
Welcome back to Game 2, Dewsbury versus Batley here at Headingley Stadium. I mean, let's talk about the tries. Dewsbury got off to the start they wanted to, really. Liam Finn would have been pleased with that, and Ben Matthew got over first. I don't know, do you want to talk us through this one, Ryan?
Yeah, for sure. I just think physically it was just too much for the Batley side. For me, I spoke to Endo previously about how long does emotion last for, and that's how they started the game, especially Dewsbury. They were really emotionally connected into the game. As he comes out the back, just he says, you know what, try and stop me if you can. Just too strong, too physical for the Batley defence, and gets himself over for the first try.
But then really it all went downhill from there, didn't it, Hendo? Batley just scoring tries for fun then. So it was Johnny Campbell who got in next for Batley. So talk us through this one.
Yeah, no, look, I think it was. I thought it was encouraging signs for Dewsbury at the start there. We saw the Matteo try there, which was fantastic. But then once Batley got some field position and got into their groove, yeah, they were just clinical. And we see this here. Tom Gilmore, who's had an outstanding first half, he's been so instrumental in a lot of the good play for the Batley Bulldogs. And it's just his awareness here to throw that pass. The pass selection is on the money. He sees that Ben Blackmore is trying to kill Luke Hooley out the back. He sees that's the trigger to throw the ball over the top for Johnny Campbell, who scores the first points there for the Batley Bulldogs. Fantastic opening try for them.
And then Luke Hooley, the fullback, who's playing so well for Batley at the moment. We saw last week at York how well he's doing. And what a try from him.
Yeah, obviously he's playing with ultimate confidence at the moment. And we mentioned it pre-game about, obviously, Alex Walker in the previous game, obviously making sure you chase your half-back's kicks, because this is what can happen. Because as a fullback, especially defensively, you've not got enough room to run and jump. You're pretty much a sitting duck there trying to catch that ball. Whereas Luke Hooley's got a really big run-up, can really challenge aggressively and people in the pitch, and gets himself over for his first try of the game.
And let's just talk about Johnny Campbell again. I mean, he went over initially and then he scored a hat-trick after that, so I don't know what you call that, a quadruple or whatever, but he's having an amazing game. And do you know what I picked up on before this game is that Batley now have made no changes to the squad in the last two previous games. So obviously Lingard's really happy with how things are going. Yeah. And actually these tries now from Campbell, let's have a look at them.
Yeah, they're outstanding. Look, he's 35 years of age, this Johnny Campbell. He's in the form of his life, isn't he? And I've said it up there, he's like a fine red wine. He's getting better with age. But once again, I will compliment that man, Tom Gilmore. He has the presence of mind, he has the awareness and the vision, and his execution of skill to execute that kick play and put it in the right area of the field is sensational. You see it here. What he recognises that Ben Blackmore, the Dewsbury winger, is up on the end of the line. He sees that Callum Turner is slightly just out of position on the inside shoulder of him, so he knows there's an opportunity to put that ball in that space and get the try, and they do so. And then the next one here, fantastic try again for Johnny Campbell. Ben Blackmore, for me, was the cause of the problem. A little bit too tight to his centre, Brad Graham. So what happens is, when they execute that play, Hooley gets on the outside of Graham. Blackmore's backing off, and that creates a space on the outside for Johnny Campbell. And once again here, Tom Gilmore finds the space. He finds that man, Johnny Campbell. And Ben Blackmore, I hate to be critical of him again, but defensively he's got to do better there, Ryan.
Yeah, for sure. And I just think the thought process from Gilmore to kind of put Ben Blackmore in a different world here, because he's coming, and the first try he's coming to try and jam Hooley. Second one he tried to back off. Now he's getting ready for Gilmore's kick, because he got him on the previous one.
Correct.
And there's just sorts of a bit of indecision from that back line, especially from the wingers and the back line. Just not confident anymore, because Gilmore's been toying with him. Gilmore's not broke stride in this game. He's got 3 try assists. So I expect plenty more in the second half.
So from the coaching world, Hendo, you're 28-6 down. If you're Liam Finn now, what are you talking about in those changing rooms?
Oh, look, you're focusing on performance now. I mean, the result may be too far for them to climb and to claw back. I think it is. But you certainly don't allude that to your team. But what you've got to focus on is performance. And for me, it's about ball control is key for me. I think Dewsbury have coughed up too much possession, especially when they've been in attacking position. So what I'd be sort of encouraging my players is, look, guys, we've had some fantastic field position in that first half. We haven't been clinical. We've made too many errors. I think if we get that field position again, which was earned off the back of our defensive endeavour, because I thought some of their line speed and their effort areas when Batley were coming off their own line were excellent. They forced Batley into a lot of errors. So I think they need to revisit that, make sure they get that back in the game, but they have to make sure they're executing with better quality of skill and ball control in the right areas of the field. Then they might jag 1 or 2 tries, and then slowly they get themselves back into the contest.
Great stuff. Well, I think we'll head to an ad break now. But let's just remind ourselves of this Johnny Campbell try. I mean, look at this try, amazing. Listen, don't go anywhere, because what a game we've got in store. Who knows if Dewsbury can come back from this one. Liam Finn will be talking the talk over in half time. Cheers, see you in a bit.
What if there was a super secure place with lots of tough layers to get through? And even a separate and secure place to keep your most important stuff private.
Whoa, impressive.
If this is the kind of security you want, well, you can have it right here, in your phone.
I'm not like those other hotels. I'm what you call boutique. Do you like single origin coffee over a game of chess? And don't you just feel like everything sounds warmer on vinyl? I do.
Everything to rule their new school year with flexible ways to pay.
What you waiting for?
Today looks bright with a good chance of getting stuff done.
Tomorrow begins today with NatWest.
Your local We Buy Any Car branch could be as close as 13 minutes drive away. Enter your reg number now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última.
All right, mate. Spicy Spanish stack meal.
Nice one.
Holiday from home with the McDonald's summer menu, featuring the chicken fiesta and the spicy Spanish stag.
Why do I use Alpecin caffeine shampoo? Because it works for me.
Because it works for me. Because it works for me.
Why do I use Alpecin caffeine shampoo? Because it works for me.
Alpecin caffeine shampoo. Fight for your hair.
Welcome back to the Summer Bash here on Premier Sports. Don't forget, we're back tomorrow with another 3 games for you. We've got Barrow versus Widnes, Whitehaven versus Workington, and Newcastle versus York, with all the action kicking off at 1:15 on Premier Sports 1. But back now to Game 2, Dewsbury versus Batley. Let's head up to our commentary team of Ryan Briley, Andrew Henderson and Craig Murdoch.
Yeah, cheers, Ross. Just waiting for the teams to come back out in the second half. And Dewsbury to win the second half, is that the first option for them?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's got to be a goal or a target for them. I spoke about it just there with Ross downstairs about they've just got to focus on performance now this second half. I think 28.6 might be a little bit unassailable for them to to claw back into. But I think if they start this second half with the same sort of endeavour and energy that they showed in the first half defensively, but then are a little bit better with their execution and ball control in the right areas of the field, then they might have an opportunity to ask some more questions of that Batley Bulldogs defensive line on the try line. And as we saw, when they did complete a set down there, they scored points early doors through Matteo. They may get another opportunity to do the same, and then once that happens, and then if they can just again improve the ball control, improve the discipline, and as the half wears on, they may jag a couple of more tries, and all of a sudden they make it respectable, and they give themselves something that they can build their next game off. That's got to be the target.
And then flip it over, Ryan. Craig Lingard says to Batley, same again?
Yeah, well, for sure. I think they started the game pretty poorly, so I think the attitude will be questioned, especially from Craig Lingard's point of view. But for me, I think there's a lot to play for Batley. I think also they're 8 points clear from 7 spots, so I think today will cement their spot pretty securely in the top 6 in the playoff time. But more importantly, they need to build some sort of performance and consistency going into these big playoff games coming in the season, because they're going to be involved in some pretty big games against some tough opposition. So today is all about attitude, being professional, making sure they come away with a great performance and a great scoreline, because ultimately this is a game where they believe they should be winning comfortably, and they are doing. But for me, just the start of the game would worry me as a coach, especially coming towards some big games come the end of the year.
So we'll see. Paul Sykes, he got that knock late on in that first half, has got the ball on the kicking tee. Referee's just waiting for the support staff of both sides to get round the back here at Headingley, and the second half is underway. It's high in the air. Cooley commands it's his, and he does take it. Gilmore, star of the show, I think, in the first half. Am I right saying that, Hendo?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So we spoke about him pre-game and the importance and the value that he adds to this Batley Bulldogs side, and I think he's a big reason for why they are in the position they are in. Don't get me wrong, I think the foundation of that Batley team that Craig Lingard has developed is strong and competes and works for each other, but just a little bit of quality from Gilmore. Not on that occasion, he doesn't quite get his catch right, but generally his kick, his pass selection, his ability to create opportunities and finish them off for him is exceptional for the Batley Bulldogs.
Blake with a bit of footwork, this will be the last. Into the arms of Meadows, and Meadows gets the ball high and it bounces in front of Turner. It bounces nice for him. And first job done, Ryan, complete that first set.
Yeah,
look at this great defence and the force with the error. That's absolutely bonkers from Dewsbury. I'm talking about job done. They've gone and done the extra, probably put the game to bed if there was any doubt. The offload was out the back, and Alistair Leake, I think it was, who was there, Johnny on the spot to get the ball down, and quality there, defence. Attitude was wrong in the first half, Ryan. 100% better in the second.
For sure. I challenge Craig Lingard's team, especially on their attitude and especially towards defensive in that first half. But there, I thought, they, especially with the ball, they carried with some intent. I could tell the mindset was different, especially the first 2 or 3 carries. As I know Gilmore didn't get his catch right, but he managed to keep hold of the ball. They've gone direct on the back of it, and just the kick chase. There's got people in the picture, and the people say that's a bit of a lucky try, but for me, just the effort areas for Batley there, just to chase hard and chase with some intent, and got their attitude bang on it. And I said just before the half kicked off, they're going to be playing some big games back coming the end of the season, and that sort of effort will get them to a successful period in some games where they need to build on. But Craig Lingard would be more than happy with the start to this second half, especially on the back of the first half opening.
Yeah, the goal from underneath the sticks was a gimme from Gilmore, but we normally talk about Hendo Leak ball in hand and scooting round the dummy half, but that was his defensive effort that got him the reward there.
Yeah, and again it was a collective effort, wasn't it? You know, Ward hit under the ball, I think Blake was involved as well as Luke, and the three of them working together showed great effort.
And the James Meadows kick, so the full bench being involved in that try there to get them.
Absolutely.
So it's Ward, one of those 4 substitutes from Batley, who will tackled on the first one of those, and now it's a penalty, so things aren't going Dewsbury's way in the start of this second half here. They're up They're almost playing up the hill at Batley in the second half, aren't they? And it's a great kick, isn't it? I thought he'd missed touch there. I thought he'd missed it, but he just... Was that 40 yards on the fly, Hendo?
Far off it there, Craig, to be honest. But it's going to be a long afternoon for the Rams. You can sense it now, haven't you? Their first two contributions in this half has been an error on play one that's led to a try, and then a penalty on the second play after kickoff.
Leak to Meadows, to Ward. Big man's inside the 20. Back to where they came. To Meadows, to Walshaw. Experienced Walshaw stands in the tackle. Falls to the floor. Batley still only 10 metres away from that line. Finds 6 tries to the good. That was a high tackle. No, says the referee, but Batley again still knocking on that door. White links with Gilmore. Gilmore with the little chip in behind. He's going to have to be led dead. Another great kick from Gilmore, and Turner has nothing to do, or no other option, shall I say, than knock the ball dead, Ryan.
Yeah, just Gilmore's got the game on the string, hasn't he? Just organising his troop on the field, but just a nice little play there. So you saw Ben Blackmore come up again, just puts the ball in behind him. Great play by Callum Turner, actually. I think great bit of full-back play from just a sweep across the back line there as he puts his team under pressure with another repeat set, but ultimately that a great bit of full-back play by Callum Turner saved himself a try.
Campbell, 4 tries, and saw a couple of those celebrations Hendo at half time. Yeah, surfing, bit of swimming, bit of surfing.
Oh, he's doing all sorts. I'm loving it, bringing the entertainment factor to the Summer Bash.
There's Blake. Wouldn't bet against him getting a couple more either, would you?
Not the form he's in at the moment.
There's Leak to Meadows. Meadows direct to Hooley. Hooley gets the ball to Morton. Morton, super finish in the corner, and things just go bad to worse to Dewsbury. But Batley don't care. Johnny Campbell on one side has got 4. Now 1 for Dale Morton on the right hand side, and they increase the lead. Batley 38, Dewsbury 6.
Yeah, nice combination there between Meadows and Hooley, and I like the fact that both pivots, they sort of start behind the ruck, they swing late down that short side to create the numbers, and it's the injection of pace as well from both Meadows. I look at the pace from Meadows now as he gets the ball, same from Hooley, both injecting pace and timing their runs to perfection, and you've got to credit the pass from Meadows, but also the catch pass from Hooley there to put Dale Morton away in the corner. And it's a superb finish from Dale Morton, but again for me it was the 2 pivots there, Meadows and Hooley sitting behind the ruck. They see there was an opportunity to go down that short side. They swing late, they inject pace, and they execute their skill to perfection for a great finish for the winger.
Yeah, I just think just subtlety from the Batley side in terms of the numbers. So I think if you look at where Dewsbury put their numbers on from the back there, they only had 3 where they should have been 4. So then great eyes up play by Meadows to make sure they go down that short side, but the hooker as well as the leak, just to be aware of that boss call as such at the back to make sure that pivot gets the ball out the back of that play, to make sure we exploit that edge. But just great eyes up play from Batley. They've really come alive in their execution, especially in this game. Their attacking shapes have been really good, and also Luke Hewley has been really pivotal in part of that. Just his skill level at the back there, that's not an easy skill. When you got a winger flying off the line trying to jam you, just the catch and pass is really difficult, and great finish by Morton in the corner. Well worked try.
Too far out to Gilmore to add the extras. Ryan, just a question from me. Modern day fullbacks, they're all over the place. What sort of yardage or metres are you running in a game now as a modern day fullback?
You're probably looking at 9 to 10k, which is obviously the most in the team by far. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because a lot of that running is done without the ball. Obviously, especially when you're in the backfield, you're covering across, you're making sure you're there if there's any line breaks. You're looking for 40-20s, and especially when you're going up against 2 kickers, especially with the likes of Paul Sykes and Gill on the other side. They've got a left foot and a right foot option, so it's really difficult for a fullback to manage your backfield. And then also when you're in good ball, you're expected to be on every shift, so every play you do, you're expected to be involved in. And you know what, it's really evident when the fullback's not there, because the shape normally breaks down because you're lacking that extra number. So the meterage what Luke Hewley will be covering today will be pretty impressive, but he gets his reward on the back end with his try assist and his try, so I'm sure he won't be complaining.
No, absolutely not. And Batley through. Ward gets an offload out the back, picked up by Gilmore, who this time just tries a little kick in behind. It bounces away from Turner, but Turner will pick it up and he'll return the ball.
It's a good kick chase as well there from Batley, wasn't it? Because of that that was a kick that was manufactured, a little bit off the cuff there. Gilmore just saw an opportunity to put him behind, but the reaction from the left edge there to get on that play and trap Turner, I think it was, inside the 10, was fantastic.
Was indeed. Blackmore tries to go over the top of Gilmore. He pushes away him, but Manning and Campbell are there to complete the tackle. The referee says he's got to go back. Now the play starts again, and Dewsbury trying to make yards. Decent carry in the middle of the field from Graham. Now it's to Matthew. He's tackled. Sykes will go to the air, and it splits the back two, but the bounce favours Batley, and it's that man Campbell, and full of confidence at the minute, isn't he? And he's tackled. Now it's to Manning. Good carry from Manning.
They've really improved the effort areas, Batley, especially from the first 10 minutes of the first half. They're there on kick pressure now. They're hunting from the inside. There's people in the picture when a kick goes up. Just a stark difference in the attitude from this Batley side, and you can tell why they're towards the top end of the table with performances like this.
Yeah, the Winterdale see them go to third. Obviously Halifax have got the opportunity to go back above them as they will play Bradford next up, and that'll be a big game, Hendo.
Oh, absolutely, for a couple of reasons. I mean, Bradford are desperate for a performance, aren't they? They need to find some form, and Halifax will want to bounce back after a disappointing loss away to London last week.
Gilmore with the little kick in behind. Callum Turner's got to be brave, and he was. 3 defenders chasing him down. Blackmore with a bit of a risky floated pass across his own 10-metre line, and Walshaw and White are strong in defence, and now the referee says they're offside, and the game's fits and started, Hendo, hasn't he? Hasn't really got any momentum to it either way.
No, I think just because it's all been pretty much one-way traffic, hasn't it? You know, I think Dewsbury just haven't been able to give an account themselves, which is good enough at the moment for me. They've come up with too many defensive errors, too many handling errors and penalties, and Batley, you know, other than that sort of opening sort of 10 to 15 minutes where they probably were a little bit slow out the blocks, they found their groove, they found their rhythm, and like I said, they're just dissecting this Dewsbury Rams defence with ease.
They have indeed. It's Kirby. So it's to Beckett. Beckett gets the offload away. And Turner is tackled. To dummy half is Speakman.
He's been one of the shining beacons for Dewsbury, hasn't he, Matteo?
Yeah, absolutely.
The loanee from Featherstone, he's certainly given
Gill has a little look, and it wasn't the best pass in the world, was it, Ryan? And he had a little juggle, but then he had a little look up at the same time, didn't he? And he just went without the ball, and I suppose that's the story of the day for Dewsbury so far, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it seems a bit of a strange observation, but that's fatigue, isn't it, Hendo? Just the poor skill, the poor catch, the poor pass. That's built in fatigue. That's the work what was done in the first half by making sure they stayed direct, especially towards the back end. Just created some real fatigue in this Dewsbury lineup, which causes errors, it causes lack of concentration. So it just looks like a basic error there of poor catch and a poor pass. But that's built through fatigue, and that's what happens to the best of us. When you're fatigued and when you're tired, you start making uncharacteristic errors like Bailey Gill did there.
2 players in, and Batley inside Dewsbury territory. Leak at dummy half. Back to the returning James Brown, and that's the last thing you need, a fresh James Brown charging at you when you're 32 points behind on the scoreboard.
Absolutely.
There's Leak to Gilmore. He gets the pass away to Meadows, and Batley always playing with 3 halfbacks here, Hendo, aren't they? Meadows and White and Gilmore.
Yeah, it's almost like Ben White's gone into sort of a ball playing loose forward role, I think. Kind of roughly where he's at now.
The carry is from Lucas Walshaw, and he's still stood. He can't be put down, and here goes Leak, sniping, little kick in from Leak. Can he regather? No, he can't. It bounces round. A little bit of off the cuff there from Alistair Leak, and I think the scoreboard allows him to do that. Ryan, doesn't it, when they're 32 points up with half an hour to go?
Yeah, for sure, and it's difficult, isn't it, for both sides. Also, the game's won from Batley's point of view, and you do start trying stuff out of the ordinary. But what I will say is, Craig Lingard won't be happy with it. He'll want to stay ruthless, even though there's some big games from it. He'll want to stay really process-driven, really strategic, and finishing the corners like Gilmore has been doing most of the game, which has brought them the most success. So I don't think he'll be happy with the last 2 or 3 sets from Batley. I think they've gone off plan a little bit, and also been a bit ill-disciplined as well, with some really daft penalties in the yardage area. So yeah, as much as his team are 38-6 ahead, Craig Lingard will be fuming up there.
That's always the challenge, isn't it, Ryan? It's always the challenge when you're comfortable, you're in control, to try and stay disciplined, to stick to that process of what's got you in that position. And we see it so often, don't we, where teams are really ahead at half-time, but they can't seem to deliver the same level of performance second half, or, as you said, they go off script, they try and chance their arm and flick that pass out. It's a 50-50 because, yeah, they think they can, when really, as a coach, you just want them to stack the task and do what they've been doing well that's got them in the position they are.
Kirby, his tackle. Speakman at dummy half. The pass away to Gill. Further wide it goes to that right hand side to Graham, and Graham's down the touchline. He floats the ball back inside, and Dewsbury just about cling on. A couple of tackles remaining in this set. Pass again isn't the best, and referee says it's play on, and picked up by Beckett, and Beckett gets an offload away to Sykes. Sykes gets an offload away. It's bouncing round, but eventually it's into the arms of the winger, which is Carr, and Carr will go for the corner. Carr will try and stay in the field of play. He can't do that, but the referee will bring it back for the high shot on Sykes, and Dewsbury will get a full set of 6 inside the 20, Hendo.
Yeah, well, it's the first piece of field position they've enjoyed for a long period of this game. So in the first half we made note and reference to the fact that when they were in these areas, they weren't clinical with their execution. Too many errors, too many unforced errors as well, by the way. So it's important here for Dewsbury that they attack this set with some purpose, and they ask some questions of the Batley defence, and ultimately get to the end of set to try and build some pressure.
Absolutely, it's a wide pass.
And then there we go.
And again, I think the story of the game, Ryan, isn't it? Every time that Dewsbury have got down here, that has been the answer that they've come up with, which is an error.
Well, for me, Dewsbury players need to be better. I think you look at the resume Liam Finn has got. He won't have been teaching them that in a week. He knows how to break teams down, and that certainly won't be the way he planned to do it. So I think ultimately Dewsbury got to take some responsibility for their own performance. They just made too many errors, putting people under pressure with poor pass selection, and just look disinterested at this moment in time. If Liam Finn also has any sort of influence on the team, he needs to get a grip of some sort of senior player group in that team, because it's not been good enough today, especially in a local derby where your emotions should be flying, your attitude should be bang on. It's not, and that's the brutal reality of it.
Some better defence there though, a couple of half decent shots have knocked Batley back towards their sticks, but Hodson again stands in a tackle, and that's happened too many times in this game, I'm sure, for Liam Finn's liking, as James Brown stands and gets an offload away to Hooley, and Hooley looks for an opportunity, looks for a space, but there's none there. Leak will pick up, and he gets an offload back, and Hooley will kick long, looking for a 40-20.
Oh, sensational.
40-20. Sensational kick from Luke Hooley. How about that, Ryan Brearley?
For sure, and you know what, that was a bit of a made-up kick as well. There was nothing on, and you know what, he's just had the skill level to go pick that right corner right in a 40-20. But I just think his all-round game's been brilliant. Defensively, he's been sound on the high ball. It's really good for us, and this is why the Summer Bash is so good, because these guys get exposed to big events and big environments. And Luke, for me, can take that next step to that next level, and this is a perfect showcase for him.
Out of dummy half, Meadows throws the dummy to his right hand side, floats it back to Gilmore. Gilmore wants Manning to come back underneath him and go back towards the centre of the field, and Manning quick trying to get to his feet. He's wrestling, he's fighting for every little millimetre. Here goes Brown at full charge, the big man. He's taking 5 defenders to stop him. There must be space on the edges now if he can play the ball. He does play the ball. It's a little short pass. There's not space on the edges. There's space in the middle of the field. And the pass from Leak to Manning is right on the money, and where Dewsbury execution is poor, Batley's his quality, Hendo. Batley increased their lead. It's Batley 42, Dewsbury 6.
Yeah, well, it's just come off the kick play from Luke Hooley. He kicks a marvellous 40-20 that puts Batley in the field position and gives them the opportunity to further post points. And it's that man there, Dane Manning, the Batley stalwart. He's been at this club for a number of years. He's been a championship stalwart as well, and he does enough to crash over the line. We see a little bit of a change of angle play there. Leak to Brown, just testing the inside, and they can't put Brown on the ground. That's the issue there. So what happens now is they just can't get their spacing right, and Dane Manning just gets a one-on-one with Beckett. Obviously Gill, he gets off his line hard. He's thinking about the player out the back. That isolates Beckett one-on-one. Manning just does a nice little outline, doesn't he, Ryan? Just gets on the outside shoulder of Beckett, who can't stop him. But because Brown doesn't go to ground, Craig, they can't then get their line set. They can't get their spacing around the ruck right. There was too many bodies in and around the play the ball, and that's what left them exposed.
Yeah, and Gilmore adds those extras, and it's a tough gig now, Ryan, isn't it, for Dewsbury?
Yeah, for sure. And it's strange, this game, isn't it? Because it gives you no sympathy. Obviously, it won't do you any favours. So, and from Batley's point of view, they'll be licking their lips at this. They know it's a big game, big derby game, and to put misery on this Dewsbury side will be just what they wanted. Exactly what they spoke about in the meetings in the week. They want to make sure they make a statement with this win. I think they have done that. As I said, barring the first 10 minutes, which was pretty average, I think Batley has been phenomenal. I think their execution of the play, they've tried that play a few times, and that little short side block plays down the short side. I think they've been tremendous, Batley, and well deserving of the victory.
Short kick-off, and Batley haven't been able to get the ball back, so Dewsbury have ball in hand. Butterworth is back into the action for the Rams, and he's into that dummy half roll and a short pass to Kirby. Brown it is, and Leak who put him to the floor. Butterworth scoops one way, but finds there's no change in the defence and goes back the other way, gets the pass away to Knowles. Butterworth again, gets the pass away this time. Again, there's no changes over the line.
Yeah, he's held up big there. Man. Jordan Schofield held up over the line there. He's just come off the bench, fresh legs. Tried the power play near the line. He got himself over, but just couldn't get the ball down.
Plays the ball quickly. And Matthew got over in the first half by just being big and strong, and he's done the same again. But this time, Batley are aware and have used his momentum just to take him over the line and get underneath him. And again, he'll be tackled and go back the 10 metres.
Well, he's certainly a player for Dewsbury that can hold his head up and take some credit. I think he's worked hard defensively for his team. He's not come off the field. He's played the full game so far. And he's carried with purpose.
From Manning, really quick off the line. The Dewsbury attacker under all sorts of pressure. This will be the last one. Needs a good kick from Sykes. Left foot, he's a good kick. It's going to come down right on the try line. Great take, Dale Morton. Really good take, and the referee gives him a penalty. He said he was taken high. That was good play all round. It was a decent kick, Ryan. Right on the money, but Dale Morton equal to the challenge underneath it.
Well, it's the story of the day. The first quality kick Dewsbury get, put it on the try, and then obviously concede a penalty, play one. And great fullback play, wing play by Dale Morton. I think he's been great all game. And just the ill discipline from this Dewsbury side has been pretty scary, to be honest. So what the referee's given there, just go back, play the ball. But just the ill discipline from this Dewsbury side, especially when things have got tough. They've shown no resilience and no backbone really to the defensive side of the game. So it's allowed Batley to play at free will, really.
Brown playing like a half-back now, going to the line and popping passes out and offloading the ball late. This time he's put to the floor, back into the action. Comes Riley, he again stands. That's happened too many times for my liking, and Gilmore on the front foot, back look forward. Referee says no. Inside the 20 goes Manning. Wrestled back by 4 defenders, last one. Gilmore's going to go down the short side. Have they got the numbers? There's to Gilmore, the kick is in behind. It's a perfectly weighted turn. He'll do well to get back into the field of play. He can't get back into the field of play, and again, last minute decision jumped down the short side, and the kick is absolutely perfectly weighted, Ryan.
Well, it's just really smart from Gilmore, and he's not gone down the short side for the sake of it. He's seen a 3v2 opportunity in a late retreat, so he knows he's going to get some opportunity down there. And he takes Cam Turner's mindset differently from defending the kick on the open side to coming down the short side, and then he's got the execution to match it, Gilmore, to put the kick in the corner and get a repeat set.
Now it's Gilmore with the kick. He's now with the catch, and he hands it on to James Brown, and Brown with a bit of footwork gets rid of one, then gets rid of the ball, and space opens up in front of Riley, and he gets almost to that 20-metre line. Leak. Brown's everywhere at the minute, isn't he? I'm sure if they get a trail kick this goal here, James Brown wants to do everything at the minute. 10 metres away. Leak. Wide pass, it goes to Meadows. Little short pass to Riley, and Riley's trying to bump his way over the line. Gets the offload back to Meadows. Meadows over the top into the arms of Buchanan, and Buchanan gets the ball down. The 9th try for Batley. Buchanan in at the corner, and that's his 6th try of the season. It's Batley 48, Dewsbury 6.
Great try again, just well worked from the previous set from Gilmore. Getting the repeat set just causes more fatigue in this Dewsbury line. You can just see him behind the sticks now, hands on hips, really crouching over now, gasping for air, but just the clinicalness from this Batley side. Every time they've come down into good ball area, they've looked like scoring, and most likely have done as well. Just Meadows at the back there. Blackmore gets his hands, so it just isn't enough for Buchanan to score in the corner. They've had some joy down that right hand side of Dewsbury defensive line. Just strong carries, intent, offload, bit of skill level, over the top to Buchanan, gets over for 4 points.
Yeah, well, it's that carry from Riley, isn't it? He attracts bodies, doesn't he? I was impressed with him a few weeks ago when Batley played York up at York, and I thought Riley had a great game that day, and again, it's a strong carry from him, just attracts people around him, and he's got that late offload, and that's what caused the problem. He gets the late offload away to Meadows, and he throws the ball over the top to Buchanan and scores in the corner.
Gilmore from out wide. Looks decent to me. More importantly, wow, Gilmore can do no wrong. And again, James Brown on the front foot. Hendo is really difficult. He's a big, strong animal, isn't he? And he's really difficult, for this Dewsbury side to control at the moment.
Absolutely. Well, he's tougher. He's hard enough to put down when you're fresh. So when these Rams players who've been under the pump for most of the game are fatigued, as Ryan mentioned earlier, it's going to make it even more difficult. But again, with James Brown, he's a Leeds lad. He's from the local area. He's probably got plenty of friends and family here, so he'd be wanting to impress because his work rate's been pretty good today for the Batley side.
As indeed, so that conversion from the sideline from Gilmore brings up the 50 as well. The cricket over the other side, put the bat up, half century Hendo. I know you like your cricket.
Yeah, I do like my cricket, mate. I do indeed.
There's Batley and Manning. Some good pros, Batley, Hendo, haven't they? Some good championship experience in their side.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was something I feel with Batley. Like you said, they've got a lot of players there. I think the balance of their team's good. They've got some good young players, but they've also got some really good experienced campaigners that have, again, most importantly, been experienced in the championship, and then they've just got that little bit extra quality now which they may not have enjoyed a couple of years ago. Tom Gilmore, I think, has been an incredible signing for them, and Luke Hooley really has been a revelation at fullback for them.
Meadows gets the ball away to his centre, Hodson, and Hodson steps back inside, and this is where the last one, Hooley to Meadows, and it's a decent kick. Where's the ball going to come down? It's going to be a great take on that far side, but again, tackled in goal, pushed back. Campbell, Buchanan, right on the money, and this hill is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, Ryan, for Dewsbury, isn't it? Doing it really tough at the minute.
The kicking game from Batley's been excellent. Regardless of whoever's kicked the ball, Gilmore, Meadows, White, they always put pressure on this Dewsbury line, but for sure, Dewsbury, I find it really difficult now just to get behind the ball and find some energy. I don't think they've touched the ball for a good 10 minutes now. It's just been an onslaught from Batley, but this is what Craig Lingard would have wanted. He would have wanted a statement performance, and Batley's team are really providing that for him.
Now, indeed. As Brown put to the floor for the first time in a while. Kaye's at dummy half to Hooley. Cut out pass to Blake. Kaye again at dummy half. Back to the left to Meadows. Meadows' little inside ball to Riley, and Riley Still going, edging out those metres, backing towards the Dewsbury line. Meadows again. This time he throws the dummy. Defence is strong from Dewsbury. They managed to keep him out. Kirby, it was the last man up. This time Lee goes. From dummy half. Kay picks it up and sets sail for the line, but he'll be held up. Still ball in hand, so Batley will keep possession. Kay will be made to go back the 10 metres. This will be the last one. Which way are they going to go? It's going to go to Gilmore. Again, Gilmore with the little kick in behind. Again, it's perfect. I just repeat myself time after time, Hendo.
I was thinking exactly the same, Craig. I mean, it's just been, talk about building pressure. This is a great example of that for the viewers at home, of a team that's in control and building pressure. The execution of the kicking game has been first class this afternoon. And Tom Gilmore again wrecks havoc with his kicking game. And that's a decent drop out there. And Buchanan he couldn't do much more there, Buchanan, to be fair. He caught the ball and he was swarmed by the Dewsbury defence and bundled into touch. So a little bit of a reprieve there for the Dewsbury Rams, because they've not had the ball for a long time.
Yeah, it was good defence by Blackmore. I'm sure they'll be happy he's had a positive defensive impact into the game.
Yeah.
Dewsbury, as we approach the last 11 minutes of this one. 56. I don't think the scoreline flatters Batley either. Ryan, would you agree?
No, definitely not. I mentioned I thought they'd win the game pretty comfortably in an outstanding fashion, and they've proved me right, because I'm a great pundit, and I know.
Mate, you did prove it right, Brian. I mean, I'll be honest, I
struggled with the first game, didn't I?
Listen, 100%. Yeah, well, that's right. You tipped London first game, I tipped Sheffield, so 1-0 there. But again, we both tipped Batley in this game. I just thought it would have been a closer contest. And the reason I thought it'd be closer is because I just thought that this really was probably a game that Dewsbury, with it being a local derby, may have found something, an extra something from within that may have given them a chance, and if they could have stayed in the game long enough, they may have nicked it, you know what I mean, or given themselves a chance to nick it. But I thought it would have been a closer affair than we've seen today. But you've got to credit Batley, because they have been, as you say, apart from the opening sort of 10-15, they've been absolutely outstanding today, and led by that man Tom Gilmore.
Great take by Hooley. Now it's to Morton, who stands and does a shuffle, and then he gets whacked round the head. And he'll say thank you very much, and Gilmore will have the chance to put the ball to the touch.
Just the same kind of story, isn't it, Craig? Just on one end you're saying Gilmore repeat set, and on the other end it's saying Dewsbury penalty. So it's either been
it's not. Rugby league's not a complicated game, is it?
No.
You know, if you're giving away penalties and making mistakes in the opposition 20, you're going to be up against it, aren't you? And I think that's the story of the game.
I feel like it's, when you used to have a CD player and you could put a song on repeat. You know what I mean? It's a bit like we've just played it.
I mean, you were old enough to remember tapes, Not sure Ryan is, but you and I are.
Cassette tapes. Remember you have your cassette tape, didn't you? Your mixed hits tape, you'd make.
Yeah, tape in the radio, allegedly, as James Brown wrestles, and that's difficult as well, isn't it? We're taking 4 defenders each time to bring the big
That's
man
what he
down.
does. He is a handful. Like I said, he's hard enough to handle.
Kick over the top from Gilmore. It kicks into the line. Who's going to be first to it? Back goes Butterworth. He'll do well to get in the field of play. He does well there, the hooker, but the referee has said they forced him back to penalty. Again, it was a great piece of play from Gilmore. Everybody knew what was on. He told the guys what was on, but luckily for Dewsbury, Reece Butterworth had got back to sniff out the danger.
Yeah, it's a good job he did, because like you said, Gilmore, he saw Callum Turner the fullback was in the defensive line. That was his trigger to execute the kick play. But Butterworth, obviously on the other side of the ruck, he just obviously anticipated that may have happened, and he was quick enough to respond and react and get back there. But then unfortunately for Luke Hurley, the tackle was complete. He's then picked up Butterworth and put him in the end goal, which that's why the penalty was awarded, and rightly so. But again, Tom Gilmore just showing his class, showing his ability to read the situation and execute, come up with the clutch plays.
Pass all over the place, and it's bouncing around, and again it's a really difficult one, but we just keep repeating ourselves, don't we? We keep saying Dewsbury coming up with the error, and
Well, if they don't improve their performances, they're coming into League One. There's no doubt about it. I know there's still mathematically a chance that they can stay up and all that. Where I think there's 8 games to go after this one, or 7 games to go after this one. But if they're producing this level of performance for the next few weeks, then unfortunately for them and their fans as a club, they're going to find themselves in the League One competition next year.
Yeah, and 2 players, with bags of Super League experience there, Liam Finn and Tony Smith, ex-Wigan and Hull Cass halfback. They'll be disappointed with what they've thrown up ball in hand today, Dewsbury.
Well, they've just not given themselves much of a chance, have they? That's the issue. And I think as a coach, I think Liam Finn will probably cop the fact that if they got beat today by the better team, but they showed signs of improvement from the week before when they were competing, then, I think you cop that. But because sometimes you've got to accept as a coach the level of play that you're working with and the level of team that you've got and the confidence and all the other things that aren't quite there at the moment when you've inherited it. But I just think that's been an issue, isn't it? This is a derby game, and I've not seen a lot from
Batley trying to get that 10th try. The kick is rebounded. Is it offside? Yes, it is offside, says the referee. All in front. So we approach the last 6 minutes, and again, it's going to be Dewsbury who are going to be defending their own line. Kane's going to go and get the ball. One thing for sure, won't be going for goal, Hendo. That is for sure.
Not at all. No chance.
It's Kane. Gets to Brown, the big man who's caused so much danger in this second half. Can he get his name on the score sheet again? He's over the line. The referee's going to say he's going to have to play the ball back in the field of play, so he wasn't over the line. Meadows, over the top it comes to Morton, and Morton's got the easiest job to stroll in and pick up the 10th try of the afternoon for Batley. Batley 54, Dewsbury 6.
Disappointing again for the Dewsbury Rams. Take nothing away from the attacking play from Batley Bulldogs. Great decision and pass selection from James Meadows, who finds Dale Morton in acres of space really to go and score the try. He didn't even have to get out a second stride, did he, Morton? But again, there's just too many Dewsbury Rams numbers around that ruck area. I think it's Carr, the winger, Lewis Carr. He makes an early decision to shoot out the line, which he does. That's the trigger there for Meadows to put the ball over the top. But again, I think it's the carry from James Brown. He attracts bodies. There's 4 or 5 people in that tackle, and albeit he gets up late to play it, the Dewsbury defenders are all bunched in around that play the ball. They don't get their spacing right. That then puts pressure on that left edge defence and on the winger Carr to make a decision early. He decides to go, damn it, I'm just going to fly in and try and shut this down. And James Meadows, smart rugby league footballer, has the presence of mind and the awareness to throw the ball over the top. He executes it well, and Dale Morton catches it and just strides in.
Gilmore, flat kick from the touchline, so they're drifting from the post. Not enough legs on that one, but still got 5 minutes, Ryan, and time you guys start thinking about obviously who will be that man of the match. Dewsbury again, they just want this one to be over, Ryan, don't they?
For sure, and just looking at that edge, they've not got that right, or they have the end of it. That edge D, obviously from the wingers and the centres, just the decisions they've made, they've got it wrong every single time, and the half-backs from Batley have picked them off each time they've gone down them short sides. So just the edge D, and ultimately we can talk about the attitude and the mental state of this Dewsbury side, and they're just not giving enough for the jersey at this point. But there is some tweaks they need to make, because they're going to keep conceding points. If they're going to come up with Paul Reed like that week in, week out, they're going to be on the end of a lot of difficult score lines for them.
Yeah, can Dewsbury finish with a little bit of a highlight? They've got the ball back from the kick-off, the 6 or 7 metres away from the Batley line. Butterworth's at dummy half. Little shot pass to Schofield, and Schofield trying to use his size to crash over the line, but the numbers force him back. Again to Sight. Back on the inside to Turner. Turner to Sykes. Sykes looking for Knowles, but he's wrapped up by Meadows. Hodgson comes in to help along with Walshaw, and as much as Dewsbury want to score, Batley want to keep him out. Here goes Matteo. Butterworth picks, throws one dummy, then goes himself, tries to get to the line. Batley's defence is good. Speakman, little kick in behind, he's bouncing all over. Was it offside? I think it was.
It's a penalty. Has he awarded a penalty for offside? What's he done there?
A little bit of scrappy play there, wasn't it? Just the last tackle, the players rebounding all over the place.
He said it's accidental offside, has he? I think. Yeah, scrumming it down. Yeah, I think he said it's accidental offside. So it's a scrum head and feed to the Dewsbury Rams. But they just need a little bit more invention, don't they, Dewsbury? I just feel they're trying the route one approach and they've just not got enough on the edge, have they? Enough strike or pace to cause any problems. And there we go, another error in good ball.
Absolutely. And again, I'm not saying Dewsbury have had enough opportunities, Ryan, to win the game, but they've had enough opportunities for this scoreboard to be a lot closer.
Yeah, definitely. Just the amount of time they've actually been in good ball and costing up play one, play two. They've just, even if you spend a little bit of time down there just to generate some fatigue, they're just not going in. And they've always panned it with this, a penalty. And we're on here, Endo.
There's a bit of look out.
A bit of pushing and shoving there. I thought it was starting to get a bit tasty. Well, I thought it was going to get tasty before the game, personally. Just thought it had all the ingredients to be a fire and brimstone match, but we've not seen much of that.
It's a little bit late to light the touch paper, isn't it?
Well, that's it. I think it's just a bit of a
frustration, Endo.
Frustration, and I'm not sure what went on there in that tackle. Obviously, James Meadows wasn't happy with something and gets up and has a crack. And
as a coach, you want that at the start of the game, don't you?
100%.
If you're Dewsbury's coach, you want that at the start of the game, just to fire your team up, fire your fans up, get some emotion involved in the game.
There's Gilmore, Meadows, Hooley, through hands to Hodson. Hodson pushes away one, and it's gone all the way from the left to the right, and Hodson brings it back to the middle. Batley looking to finish with another try. Riley will just go forward. 10 metres away from that line. Kay's at dummy half. To Gilmore. Gilmore back to Blake. Gilmore again. Inside from Hooley to Meadows, and Meadows is put down.
There's a good tackle there from Speakman, had to be made.
Yeah, Gilmore again with a little kick, it's bouncing round, it's all over the stop, it's back into the arms. Have they got the try? Are they over the line? They're short, millimetres short, aren't they, over on that far side as Hooley jumps in from dummy half. Not sure you can see what he's trying to do. We know how to do it. 40 seconds on the clock, the referee's going to stop the clock. Dewsbury going to do well to stay below 60 here, Hendo.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they've still probably got 4 plays up their sleeves here, Batley, and they'll want that 60 points.
Brown, big man. Try and crash his way over. It bounced into the arms of the substitute, Luke Blake, and he's got the easiest job. The old bounce pass beats everybody, Hendo. Bouncing on the floor into the arms of Luke Blake, and he crashes over the last minute of the game. The 11th try for the Batley Bulldogs. It's 58 points to 6.
Yeah, the old bounce pass. You know, I'll give a few jibs to Kev Brown about that one. He was a special for it, and you can't defend the bounce pass, that's for sure, and it shows on that occasion again. But just disappointing try line defence. Once again, you can just see the Dewsbury Rams numbers. They're too tight. They haven't got their space and right on goal line there. All too tight to each other. You know, Luke Blake shouldn't be getting on the outside of the 4-man, which is Michael Knowles there, and he said it was not the best execution of pass, and it bounces and Blake's into space. But again, you know, that's an area certainly for Dewsbury to fix up their try line defence and get their spacing right around that middle area of the field around the ruck.
So there goes the hooter. Final score here, and Hendo, just the final one, man of the match. I think we all know what your decision's going to be, but who's the man of the match in this one?
Yeah, look, I don't think it's a tough decision. It's Tom Gilmore, that man on screen there now. Tom Gilmore, the number 7 for Batley Bulldogs. Yeah, we spoke about him pre-game and about the quality that he's added to this Bulldogs team and the influence that he has on this team, and it was evident to see this afternoon. His kicking game was exemplary. I thought he had a hand in a number of the tries. Great decisions with the ball in terms of when to pass, when to kick. He created a lot of try scoring opportunities for his team, and I think for me controlled the game for Batley for large parts. So he was our man of the match.
Yeah, and again, Batley just too good in every department today, weren't they, Hendo?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought, like you said, it was an encouraging start for Dewsbury. The opening 10 minutes, I thought they came out with some energy and some intent, and just caught Batley napping a little bit. They were a little bit slow out the blocks, but I think once they got that first try, they got themselves into the groove, and like you said, they just found that sort of cohesion and chemistry, and then, like you said, their execution was good, and they were just unstoppable after that, really.
And four tries for Johnny Campbell. He'll be delighted with his afternoon's work, Ryan.
Yeah, for sure. See, all wingers want to score tries, don't they? But just the work, what Hendo mentioned there, the work from Gilmore, just the guile to pick off the defence at will, really. And I just think the edge defence of Dewsbury played into the Batley hands for sure, and just Tom Gilmore just too smart to pick him off and score a number of tries on his edge, and he was really pivotal in that sense to be a part of that. A great win by the Batley side.
Yeah, great win by Batley indeed. Final score 60 points to 6 in game 2. Now it's over to Ross, who's got the star man this afternoon in Tom Gilmore.
Tom Gilmore, congratulations, player of the match. What did you make of that?
Yeah, I think good all-round performance, weren't it? We started the game slow, and then we come back into it, first 20 minutes, 10 to 30, and then we just grinded the game out. Good kick chase and finished off some nice tries and put the game to bed early in the second half, I think.
Yeah, a few nice tries. I mean, what a scoreline.
Yeah, it's a big local derby. So Dewsbury and Batley, all the fans love it, so yeah, nice to get one over them.
And just talk to me about the experience of playing here at Headingley for the Summer Bash.
Yeah, it's a nice stadium, it's all been done up Headingley, so yeah, nice venue.
And the atmosphere must have really added to the occasion, did it?
Yeah, a lot of fans are coming, especially now the next 2 games, so hopefully the crowds pick up and get ready for the big one tonight.
And what did Craig Lingard say at half-time then? Because actually it wasn't all dead and buried at half-time, but I mean you absolutely nailed it in the second half.
He just gave us a bit of a rocket, to be fair, coming into the back end of the year. We can't start games like that, especially against the top teams, so we need to start better than that, and we finished the game how we wanted to start it.
And you go again next week?
Yeah, back to back, so hopefully back
what
on
are you going to be working on in training?
We play Wednesday to Sunday, so short turnaround, so straight back at it. I don't think we'll train much, and straight Wednesday night, game in hand, so hopefully we can get the win there.
And being a part of Batley at the moment, it must feel like such a great atmosphere to be a part of that team, because you're just flying high. I know you had a bit of a blip last week, but ultimately you're smashing it.
It's a special club. It's a special club it's a family club and run by special people, so everyone who ever's played at Batley knows how such a special club it is, so yeah, fair play to them.
Absolutely. Well, let's bring in head coach Craig Lingard. Craig, I mean, you must be elated. You can go, yeah. You must be elated with that. What do you make of it? How do you summarise it?
Yeah, really pleased. I thought we were a little bit sloppy at the start of the game, but we grew into it as the game went on in the second half. We just asked them at half time just to be really clinical and just be composed in that second half, and we were. I couldn't really ask for any more for that second half performance.
Well, you spoke before the game about wanting to make a statement today, and you certainly did that.
Yeah, we did. I was just a bit disappointed with how we trained this week. I just thought we were a little bit flat, and I think it's that time of the season where you can take your eye off the ball a little bit, and I thought we'd done that this week, but fortunately for us today, we switched on after that first 5 or 10 minutes, and we've put in a really clinical performance.
And I know Tom Gilmore obviously got player of the match, sensational today, but let's talk about Johnny Campbell as well. I mean, going over for 4 tries, that's something special.
Yeah, it just keeps getting better. He's like Benjamin Button. He just keeps. He's 35-year-old, but his effort levels and his enthusiasm, it's fantastic, So long may it continue. He's signed again for next year, so he's chasing my try scoring record at the club, so I might have to drop him soon.
Well, I'm so happy for you today. Hendo, go on, you pitch in.
Craig, how are you? Great result, mate. How pleased are you there after that? Obviously it was a disappointing loss to witness last week at home. How pleased were you to turn that around? Because I thought it was a slow start to the game. When you look at that opening 10 minutes from you guys, I thought he was a little bit in second gear. He didn't sort of come out the blocks. I thought Dewsbury really started with some enthusiasm and some energy. But I thought once you got that first try, you found your groove and got the job done in there. But how pleased were you with that?
Yeah, really pleased. I think hitting it nail on the head there. We said at the start of the game, we just started really flat, and we knew it would be in a derby game. Dewsbury fighting for lives down at the bottom. They'd come out really enthused and energetic, and try and give us nothing. And we turned over cheap possession in his own 20-metre area too many times. But luckily for us, we managed to get his heads on it, and we just talk about ending the sets well and just building with defence and earning the right to be in the areas of the field to score tries, and that's what we did, and really clinical in that second half.
And how key and pivotal is Tom Gilmore to this team and to your push for the playoffs?
Yeah, he's real good. He's real pivotal. That's what the money men are paid for, isn't it? They get you around the field, but people like Ben White and James Meadows and Luke Cooley as well, they all form part of that spine, and Alistair Leake and Ben Kay as well. They've been real good for us, and they all work together.
Craig, I thought Tom Gilmore did a real good job in changing the mentality of the team. Obviously, because you had a bit of a slow start the first 10 minutes, but his kicking game changed the mentality of the team just the way he was really strategic in his box kicks, making sure Callum Turner came out of the real tough end. How critical will his game management be in the big games come the end of the season?
Massive, we tried to take a leaf out of Witnesses book last week against us at our place, and that's all they did. They didn't try and find an end that wasn't there. They just put the ball in the right areas of the field and made us work out defensively, and we couldn't get out there. Similar to us today, we ended the sets in the right area, forced repeat sets, and it's difficult to defend repeat set after repeat set, and eventually you're going to score. So hopefully that's a bit of a blueprint for us now for the remainder of the season, that we don't have to find ends that aren't there. Just build pressure and you learn that reward.
Well, congratulations today, Craig. We're also happy for you. Well done for a big result. From one star man to another, we're going to bring Johnny Campbell in now. So if you trot off, I thought he was busy signing autographs then, but he wasn't. Johnny, what a performance today. You scored 4 tries. Come on in, don't be shy.
Bring the kids.
What did you make of that? Who have you got with you?
I got Jalen and JJ.
Nice. How are you doing? You're live on TV. I bet you didn't think you were doing this today. So, 4 tries. What was that like here today?
Yeah, a bit of a shock, really. I owe a lot of credit to Uli and Gilly, because this year they've been creating a lot of space, and I'm a fast lad, so if I get a bit of space, I'll take it and that. And the fullback was sitting shallow in line, so Gilly said he chanced his arm, it bounced up nice for that try and that, so it's just fortunate bounce, really. Obviously, Craig's got us bouncing and that, and he's prided us on his outworking teams. We didn't click on at first. We're, as goal line D, weren't as good as what we thought it were going to be and that. And he just says put a 40 minutes performance in from there, and we did, and we barred up.
Yeah, Johnny, I've said it in the game. You're like a fine red wine. You're getting better with age. I mean, you're in scintillating form at the moment. What are you putting that down to at this moment in time?
Ask my mum when I speak to my mum, whining all the time and stuff like that. I'm asking for a coffee and I'm asking my mum to make it and stuff. She'll definitely disagree and stuff like that. But no, Paul in gym and stuff is modifying it and stuff, because my hamstring's been a little bit tight and stuff, so he's been doing a lot of it. Mark Barlow, he's been doing some extra stretchings and stuff like that. I used to sod it all off at one point. I used to think it was a myth, you know what I mean, stretching and stuff like that. But no, so they have modified my training and stuff like that. We've got a game Wednesday, so, and then we've got Halifax on the Sunday, so it's a really tough period coming up to that,
end of the season. Yeah. Good. And kids, what do you think of Dad's try scoring celebrations? Do you like them?
Yep.
Yeah. What's his favourite? What's your favourite one?
He wanted me to do "Don't See Ya."
Oh, did it? John Cena, did it?
Yeah,
John Cena. Now you see me. Now you don't.
Go on, Ryan. You wanted to ask something.
I think you mentioned there with Gilly how smart he is. How easy to play alongside also a really smart half. But you mentioned also Callum Turner was flat in the line.
Yeah.
I saw it happen 2-3 plays before. He was already thinking about that play, weren't he? Also, he saw Ben Blackmore tight as well. Also, he had too much speed in the end.
Yeah, me and Manu just said, because as brains upstairs aren't the best, you know what I mean? He's got a natural rugby, but his opposite, he's not that fast, is he? So I'll do his running, he does my thinking, it's a good combination and stuff like that. So you've got to work to your strengths, haven't you? And he reads the game really well. So yeah, we owe a lot to him this season. Same with Uli, he's try scoring finishes and that. And then other side, just smashing him over at line. Like there's Walshaw, he's a big lad to take down and stuff. Brownie's hard to handle and stuff. So got a good blend going across. We just need to switch on and put as effort in there, as skills and stuff like that, I'll kick on and that. So it's just the effort base. And as goal line D, we just need to talk a bit more and ramp up. Yeah. Once we fix that up, you know what I mean, we'll challenge any team.
And can I just ask you really quickly, actually, I keep banging on about this, but I feel like there's something really special is happening at Batley at the moment, and I don't know, do you feel that amongst the team? Is that spoken about?
Yeah, it is, you know what I mean, like Craig, it's like I've been there, it's a really family club, and everyone that's come in's just settled in so well, and once you're settled in, you win a couple of games, get your confidence up and stuff, and if you buy into the work ethic and stuff like that, the rest of it will come. So yeah, we all look to Craig, obviously the backroom staff and stuff backing him and everything else, so yeah. So
it sounds like
he's a man at the
moment. So you're right, it's bouncing, as you say. Right, you go off and celebrate.
Yeah, no worries, thank you very much.
Hey kids, thanks for your time.
You're going to give him a fist bump.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Love
that.
How much is it worth?
Not a lot. I'll pop that down there. So Guys, what did we make of that? I mean, we talked at the beginning about, on paper, Batley were probably always going to win that one, but in the style and the manner that they did, it was quite sensational, really. Very impressive. I mean, Ryan called it pre-game. He thought it would be a comfortable victory for Batley. I thought the opposite. I thought with the fact that Dewsbury would have had an eye on this game, with it being a derby, they could have maybe drawn some extra emotion or something to give them that little bit extra lift for the game. And I just thought they would have competed a lot better than they did. I was disappointed with Dewsbury today. I thought there was an opportunity for them today because Batley had come off the back of a loss. There was a chance that they got a good start to the game and got a foothold in the game, they may have been able to trouble Batley a bit more, but you've got to take your hats off to the Batley Bulldogs. I thought they were very impressive there for almost 80 minutes of that game. I thought Tom Gilmore was the architect. He was very instrumental in a lot of the good work. But I also enjoyed watching all the pivotal players come into the game. Ben White did a decent job on the right edge. Hooley swinging both sides. Then the introduction of James Meadows, give him a different attacking dynamic. And Alistair Leake around the ruck. And I just think, Johnny Campbell alluded to it there. The balance within the team, I think, Ryan, is really good.
Yeah, for sure. So with Luke Hooley, we mentioned pre-game, didn't we, about how special it is. And ultimately, we can talk about and wax the ruckle about how good Batley's attack were. But I'm with you, Endo. I'm really disappointed with Dewsbury. I felt Summer Bash, massive event, local derby. Need more from you there. Need more from you. And I think that's what the chat will be from Liam Finn. He needs more from his team. I think his players have let him down today.
Well, look, just going back to Batley, we'll be back here for the £1 million game at this very stadium. And later on today, we're looking ahead to Liam Featherstone. But really, Batley could be here. What do we think? Yeah, well, they've got every opportunity. Well, one thing I enjoyed today when I watched that Batley performance was the control in their performance. I thought their kicking game was exemplary. They turned the ball over on their terms in the right areas of the field. They were able to build a lot of pressure through their kicking game. And then when they got the opportunities to attack in good ball field position, the decision-making from those pivotal players and the execution of skill was on the money. And when it comes to big games, I don't care what anybody says, your kicking game's got to be on point. You've got to turn the ball over on your terms. You've got to front-load energy defensively, which we saw from Batley. And you've also got to be clinical with the opportunities that you get, because against the better teams you don't get many chances, and when you do get them you have to take them. And what I saw today from Batley was they have got the ability to do that. Well, we'll see what happens in a couple of months' time, but it's all about the Summer Bash here today, and I don't know about you two, but I'm absolutely loving it. So don't go anywhere, we'll be back after this quick break.
Racing crowd, you've got the summer spirit. You shall rise to any challenge and always make the most of it. Spirits like yours deserve long-lasting bubbles like these. Schweppes, we've got the tonic, you've got the spirit.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together.
Not all hybrids are born equal. Toyota CHR self-charging hybrid. Hello, hybrid happiness.
Bring your favourite artists home with the free Roxy TV Music app, featuring unlimited music videos, karaoke and games. Try Roxy Premium and get a free Roxy karaoke mic. So get the free Roxy Music app, free on Fire TV, free on Google TV, free on Android TV and free on the Sky Q apps rail.
Why do I use Alpecin caffeine shampoo? Because it works for me.
Because it works for me.
Alpecin caffeine shampoo. Fight for your hair.
What you waiting for?
Today looks bright with a good chance of getting stuff done.
Tomorrow begins today with NatWest.
Home insurance from LV. Get the cover you need from just £105. Insure what you love at lv.com.
What if there was a super secure place with lots of tough layers to get through? And even a separate and secure place to keep your most important stuff private.
Whoa, impressive.
If this is the kind of security you want, you can have it right here, in your phone.
Just one cornetto.
Give it to me. Give me cornetto.
Ice cream!
There's more in the freezer, you know.
Get the free Roxy TV Music app and get a free Roxy karaoke mic when you try Roxy Premium. See roxy.tv or on Sky Q. Get Roxy free on the apps round now.
At Booking.com, finding perfect isn't all that difficult. Beachfront property, no problem. Kitchen, how are you guys? Got it. And EV charging. This is a big tune. Grandma's into it.
Grandma's loving it.
Find your perfect place to stay. Booking.com, booking.yeah.
La Liga season returns August 12th, live on Premier Sports.
The party continues here in Leeds, and fittingly we've got a tasty West Yorkshire derby for you next. It's the Bradford Bulls against the Halifax Panthers. It's like the okie dokie here. Ryan's sticking with us. We've got Leon back. Boys, thank you very much for joining me. Now, we've had two great games so far today, haven't we, Leon? But this feels like it might be a bit of a step up in terms of pressure, this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams are coming off the back of losses. Halifax obviously are pushing for the playoff, that third spot, and trying to contest with the big teams, Halifax and Leigh. And they'll be wanting to get back into winning ways. We saw them against York. They had a fantastic performance, but they'll want to get back to winning ways. Bradford have lost 4 on the bounce since Mark Dunning was announced as coach. The fans are a little bit disgruntled. Not too many have turned out tonight. So let's hope that they can try and get back to winning ways, or to winning ways for Mark Dunning as head coach.
Well, for Simon Griggs, though, they're heavy favourites heading into this one, aren't they, Ryan?
Yeah, for sure, and rightly so. I think they had a bit of a blip last week, but I think that, for me, I think they're the second best team in this division behind Leigh. I think Featherstone are a little bit disconnected, whereas Halifax have built something special the last couple of years with Simon Griggs in charge. So I think that'll be fairly evident today.
Oh, that's a bold statement. I mean, you know Mark Dunning quite well, Leon, don't you? Well, very well. He's not going to be happy with the way things have kind of gone in terms of since he took over as head coach full-time. How's he going to be feeling, do you think, at the minute?
Well, ultimately, I think he's massively under pressure. I think, and really, I'm not a kind of guy that wants to add pressure to that, really, because he's taken over a team that wasn't travelling too well. It's his first job as a head coach. He's only young, he's learning, he's getting experience. He's got Brian Noble now, the old master, to come in and give him a little bit of advice. But ultimately, it's a results-based business, isn't it? And, there's only so many performances you've got with losing games. There's only so much patience the fans will have with losing game after game after game at a club so big as Bradford Bulls.
You're right there, Leon, and I think I'll listen to a bit of pre-match from Mark Dunning, and he's took a lot of bullets for his team, hasn't he, over recent weeks. He said they're trying too hard, just lacking in confidence. Does come to a point where your players have got to perform for you. Simple as that.
Yeah, and if you look at the big clubs, i.e. Leigh and Featherstone, their owners are bringing in really big players. Blake Ferguson, Lachlan Lamb. They're coming from the NRL. They're pushing. Bradford at the moment, realistically, haven't got the budget or the funds to do that. So they've got to do with what they've got, and we can take it from there.
Well, speaking of what they've got, let's have a look at this Halifax side, and let's focus on some of the players that might make a bit of a difference today. Who do you think they could be, Leon?
Yeah, I think for me, Joe Keys, I think he got Championship Player of the Month last month. He's a player that I've seen come through all the stages from being at London, being at Bradford, and he's been juggled around a bit, went to OKR, but this is his home, Halifax. He's definitely playing his best rugby league now. He's organising, he's found some confidence in himself. Sometimes he can be a little bit quiet on the training field, what I've seen, but I think he's turned into a man. His kicking game, his organisation skills, his combination with Dewsbury is really, really shining at the moment, and I'll look out for him today.
In terms of the Bradford side, who are you looking out for? I know there's some standout players that you mentioned earlier when we were chatting, like Sam Hallis, Leon.
I think alongside Sam, the combination between Dec Patton and Jordan Lilly will be pretty important today. I think to break this Halifax team down, you're going to have to be pretty special. You're going to have to come up with some really nice set plays, and Dec Patton and Jordan Lilly have got plenty of Super League experience. The boys are going to have to rely on them massively today because it's a really difficult edge to crack, especially with Greg Worthington back in the fray now after suspension. Really difficult to try and score points against this Halifax team, but them two individually, Dec Patton and John Lilly, will be a key to breaking that team down.
For me though, Ryan, I think the halfbacks haven't been creating too much. I think they scored one try last week and that was off a kick, but Sam Hallis is a workhorse. He's a captain kind of player that's going to put in tackle after tackle. He's going to kick chase, he's going to work from marker, he's going to look out to come shoot out the line, put a big Sean. He'll be the enforcer for Bradford Bulls today.
It makes for a very interesting fixture, one that we're very excited for. We spoke about Mark Dunning, we've spoken about Bradford and what's going on there. What better man to speak on that than the man himself, Brian Noble? Come on in, jump on in. Brian, thank you very much. I like that saunter in. Right. Hey, you've rehearsed that, haven't you?
I definitely did about 5 minutes ago. You saw me rehearse
I did. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Better second time, though. And Brian, thank you for joining us. Can you just start by telling us exactly what it is that your role entails at Bradford?
Yes. First, I wash the bottles. I'm the chief bottle washer.
Gets paid a fortune for it as well.
Can I have that job?
They've both actually seen me do that regularly, so I get paid a fortune for that. But I'm overseeing. I'm a consultant at the moment, having a look at what the football department does. I think the thing that dragged me out of bed instantly was the fact that young Dunning is a Bradford boy, has taken the head coaching job, and these two have both alluded to the fact it can be a really lonely place unless you've got somebody to bounce some ideas off. Unfortunately, I've still got a few ideas that might be useful to him.
In terms of structure, we're hearing a lot of rumours going around, and if they are to be true, there could be some significant restructuring in terms of rugby league in the very near future. What are your thoughts and opinions on that, Brian?
Well, we don't know, but my opinion is we need a structure that's attractive for the game and attractive for broadcasters and people who want to show all the great stories that we don't show about rugby league and all the great events and activities we see week in, week out that we know about. We need to showcase that right across the country. I think the structure is important in relation to what we see is attractive, not just for broadcasters, but for fans and community clubs. Everybody needs to have a place at the table, and everybody needs to have a say, but we've just got to infuse the game to a point where we think, when you look at it, you go, man, this has got a chance. I quite like that, and I quite like this, and I'm going to invest in it. And when we're talking about investors, that's what we have to do. We know out there, we've seen it today, and we see it every week. They're killing each other, these blokes, and women that play the game. Our game is I think it's the ultimate team combat sport, and we need to sell it in that respect and find a structure. As we did in '96, remember when Super League rebranded, there was so much euphoria and energy around for the next 5 and 6 years. And I think that's where I'd like the structure to get to. And would I like Bradford to be part of that? Of course I would. But there've got to be some rules and regulations, and somebody in there will have a plan as to how you do get in.
I was just going to touch on that. How important is it for you, Brian, that Bradford are a part of whatever the restructuring or potential restructuring is?
Well, you have to earn any place at the table. I think that's the first thing I'd have to say. Nobody's got a God-given right to be in there. The fact that Bradford's one of only 4 teams in 28 years to win Super League, and now they're part of the Championship, then everybody will have to earn their stripes. What are the reasons you get into this structure? What are the values that we place on being at the table, if you like, if that's the right expression? Some clever people out there with bigger brains than mine have got the answers to these questions, and they've got to come up with the right answers, because I think the game needs that lift and that colour. I'm going to use the word colour, that we all look at it and think, wow, that's bright pink, I'm in.
Absolutely. What do you think the potential is for Bradford Bulls? Because it's such a huge club historically. Where do you think the potential is there?
Well, I don't change my mind that Bradford's one of the only city clubs still playing the game of rugby league. Have a look around. I think it was a York, Leeds, I think. So it's had a presence, and you still mention the Bradford Bulls overseas and in different parts of the world, and they know who they are. So they've got a stamp and a brand that's recognisable. But that doesn't give you a right to be at the table. It's very disappointing what's going on this year. I live in the city of Bradford, as does Leon, and people will tell you they're not frightened to say, in words of probably a bit more colour than I'm going to use, they're not happy with what's going on. But
I was going to say, be careful, Brian.
My career ends here. I just think you've got to plan for these things in football. You've got to understand what's going on. You've got to recognise what you've got, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to see a good rugby league team out there. They want to see their team winning, or at least rolling the sleeves up and having a dig at whatever level they're at. Do I think, this is my own personal opinion, Bradford deserves a place at the top table? Probably not in the current circumstances, but who does? So it's the criteria that we all have to learn from whoever makes that decision as to where you get in and how you get in. And then you got to pass the route. You got to pass your driving licence before you've got one. You got to tick certain boxes, and once we know what all the boxes are to tick, then absolutely, of course, as a Bradfordian, believe Bradford should be there. I had 10 greatest years of my life when I was there as a coach. So I think the game also has a great opportunity at the moment to do some restructuring and making it exciting for everybody, and that's for people in Leigh, that's for people in Wigan, that's been St Helens, Hull, in the North East, in Newcastle. We've got to get something where we go, I like that.
Well, I like your honesty. Thank you very much, Brian. I'm going to let you saunter back off the way you came on. Off he goes. Thank you very much, Brian Noble there. Right then, let's get the thoughts of both head coaches ahead of this one, shall we?
Mark, tough run of results recently. You'll be hoping for a better performance.